MyWithersRadio.com.
Makes a move, crossover left elbow, shot up, gone! Good for three, it's triple.
Today's Hot Country, WMIX.
Welcome to Mount Vernon Rams Basketball on WMIX, on your radio and online, featuring streaming video on MyWithersRadio.com. Rams Basketball is powered by the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, Banterra Bank. Banking with local style. The Mount Vernon Rams on WMIX are also sponsored by Ford Square and King City Chrysler. You can count on us. Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to personal banking. State Farm Insurance Agent Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Second Chance Auto. Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a hospital. Raising the bar. Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon. Wren Lake College. Visit your virtual counselor at rlc.edu. And also by the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Heartland Accounting. All Stars and Stitches. Bean Insurance. Central Christian Church. And People's National Bank. It's time to join Chris Hugo and Danny Zerwinski in the 94 Sports Mobile Studios for Mount Vernon Rams Basketball. The Wren Lake College pregame show starts now.
And good evening. Welcome inside.
We stream local sports live at MyWithersRadio.com.
Something happened there. Either way, we're in Chagnon Gymnasium. Of course, tonight the Mount Vernon Rams welcome the Eisenhower Panthers. Non-conference basketball action, of course, coming to you on WMIX and online at MyWithersRadio.com. And, of course, this is your Wren Lake College pregame show. At Wren Lake College, you get a quality education and save thousands. Visit Wren Lake College online at rlc.edu. Wren Lake College. It's time. We'll take our first break of the night. Jeff Lonnon will be welcomed in just a moment. I'm Chris Hugo. This is Rams Basketball on WMIX.
Mortgage rates are still low. Hi, this is Joy Schrader, mortgage specialist for People's National Bank. With the wide variety of loans People's National Bank has to offer, and with mortgage rates still this low, now is the perfect time to buy a home. Stop by and see me, Joy Schrader, at 413 South 34th Street in Mount Vernon to take advantage of low rates before it's too late.
People's National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Tomorrow, the New England Patriots and the New York Giants square off for the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan. Join me and the rest of our Westwood One Dial Global crew from the Subway Fresh broadcast booth in Indianapolis for Super Bowl 46. It's Tom Brady and the Patriots taking on Eli Manning and the Giants. If it's Super Bowl 46, it's right here
on 90.1 FM, WMIX, your home for Super Bowl 46. Here's Jeff Schmidt for Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon.
The Equinox is doing very well. 32 miles per gallon for a crossover. It's the best in its class. There's some hybrids that don't get as good a fuel economy as the Equinox does. I just went on a test drive yesterday with a customer that drives a Honda CR-V, and he could not believe how quiet and smooth riding the Equinox is.
Schmidt Chevrolet of Mount Vernon, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
Daily schedules, scores, and more. Like WMIX Sports on Facebook. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back inside Chagnon Gymnasium. Chris Hugo and Jeff Lonnon alongside. Danny Zerwinski was on assignment tonight. His assignment, of course, was the Jefferson County Basketball Showcase. You heard that rap just a moment ago. This is your Wren Lake College pregame show. And at Wren Lake College, you get a quality education and save thousands with over 100 degree and certificate programs from which to choose. Wren Lake College, it's time. Visit them online at rlc.edu. Now we welcome in Lady Rams head basketball coach Jeff Lonnon. Jeff, it is the 18-4 Mount Vernon Rams, the 6-13 Eisenhower Panthers, a team that comes in struggling this weekend, having lost to Bloomington last night in conference play, a Bloomington team that has won, or at least I should say now, 1-21 on the year.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything, Chris. As you know, you got to play everyone, and you got to take one each individually. And, we're coming in here tonight with a pretty impressive record. We're on a little bit of a roll after a big win last night at Althoff. But, Chris, sometimes these games are the most dangerous ones. And they're the games that you should win, the games you're supposed to win. And it just seems like more often than not, this is where you see, if you see one, this is where you see your upsets. Case in point, Mattoon earlier in the year when the Rams came in and were heavily favored against that basketball team and then ended up losing the game for just, one of their, 4 losses of the year. And I know for a fact that Coach Gamber has really impressed that fact upon him, that this is a team you should beat. This is a team that you're better than, but this is also a team that you cannot overlook. And now you have that experience of that Mattoon game in your past to fall back on, and hopefully they learn from that, and today they'll take care of business.
Well, and you look at all the losses on the Rams schedule this year, 18-4, 4 losses. One was a 56-55 defeated the Hands of Heron back in the Pyramid Plus. Then another quick loss to the Centralia Orphans in conference play back on December the 2nd. Then you go all the way to the Centralia Holiday Tournament on December the 28th, and a loss to Belleville West. And then almost a month later to Mattoon. All of the Rams' losses have been bad losses, but most of the wins have been good wins. And oftentimes, Jeff, you don't see that happen. You see a lot of ugly wins along the way, and you see a lot of losses that some people would call good losses, though I don't consider any loss to be a good loss. But you look at this Rams 18-4 mark, and you look at a team that could be destined to do some great things in the postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. And, to be honest with you, it's very, very hard to be perfect night in and night out. It just really is. You're going to take a couple on the chin along the way. You're going to lose some games here and there that you're probably not supposed to lose, but you're also going to probably win some along the way. If you look at it, it usually balances out. You're going to win some games you probably shouldn't win, lose some you probably shouldn't lose, and in the end, like I say, it does balance out. These are kids; they're freshmen, sophomore, junior, senior in high school, and it's very, very hard from the standpoint of just the mind game, the game between the ears that you play with them, and try to keep them confident and believing in themselves on a daily basis. And there's so much that go on in a teenager's life right now besides basketball. And it's a 24-hour job as a coach. Sometimes you've got to be a psychologist, and you're not always perfect at that. The Rams obviously lost, as you just said. There are some games that we obviously know they probably were better than those teams, but for whatever reason on those nights, they probably weren't ready to play from the mental standpoint, and that's a game you got to play as a coach now. There's no scientific proven method to it, I don't think, but I would say this: Scott's got them at 18-4, so more often than not, he's had them ready to play, and they're headed, I think, for a great postseason run.
No doubt about that. Of course, we'll talk more about that after we come back from our break here on the Ridley College pregame show. We'll analyze the job that Scott Gamer has done with this team this year and tell you how remarkable a job he has done. We'll take a break. It's the Mount Vernon Rams and the Eisenhower Panthers coming up here on WMIX. It's an early start here tonight. A 5 o'clock JV start puts us getting this one underway at about 5. Make that 6:37, 6:40 or so. Here on WMIX with video online at mywithersradio.com. We'll take that break. This is Rams basketball on WMIX.
Tomorrow, the New England Patriots and the New York Giants square off for the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan. Join me and the rest of our Westwood One Dial Global crew from the Subway Fresh broadcast booth in Indianapolis for Super Bowl 46. It's Tom Brady and the Patriots taking on Eli Manning and the Giants. If it's Super Bowl 46, it's right here
on 94.1 FM, WMIX, your home for Super Bowl 46.
More Americans are on a move today than ever before. One of the most popular modes of transportation is the motorcycle. Motorcycles take us to our jobs, school, to the beach, and all around the country. If you're a bike rider, your Pekin Insurance Agency, Page Insurance on Crownview in Mount Vernon, wants to make sure you have the best insurance protection while you're riding. Ask about the money-saving auto cycle discount and the experienced driver discount, too. Call Page Insurance at 242-7000 today about motorcycle insurance from Pekin Insurance.
Stick a reminder on your phone. Jot it down on the calendar, or tie a string on your finger. Don't miss the Saturday Sports Show every week after the 8 o'clock news on AM 940 and mywithersradio.com. Scores, guests, content, networking, knowledge, the occasional argument, yada, yada, yada. We do it all. You might say we're a little versatile. It's the Saturday Sports Show on WMIX and mywithersradio.com, courtesy of Crossroads Community Hospital.
If your definition of local is Southern Illinois and adjacent states, pay no attention to this message. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Others advertise the message of being a local community bank. However, Community First Bank is the only local community bank exclusively serving Jefferson County with 5 locations and 5 ATMs. In short, loans and deposits stay local and benefit you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you want the best, think the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. The Orthopedic Center has the unique distinction of being one of only 2 non-academic accredited orthopedic teaching and research facilities in the state of Illinois. Our goal in education is to inspire the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. Patient care, education, and research are our core strengths. Located on Veterans Memorial Drive, Mount Vernon, and St. Mary's Good Samaritans Centralia campus, the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Discover the difference.
For more scores and insight, follow us on Twitter at 94Sports. Now back to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back inside Chagnon Gymnasium. The Mount Vernon Rams and the Eisenhower Panthers will tip off in about 8 minutes. Right now, we're in your Rend Lake College pregame show. At Rend Lake College, you can get a quality education and save thousands. Choose from over 100 degree and certificate programs at Rend Lake College. Check them out at rlc.edu. Chris Hugo with Lady Rams head basketball coach Jeff Lonnon alongside Coach Lonnon. 18-4 are the Rams. Before we went to break, we teased and we talked about the quality job that Scott Gamber has done this year. You've been able to see his progression as a head coach here within the school system. And Scotty has, I don't want to say come a long way because that makes it sound like he was not a good coach when he first started. He had a great season his first year. But the evolutions and the evolving that he has done here in his short career, just in his 4th year, man, he is a great head coach.
Well, and he comes from great roots. I mean, and that also helps, in the quality coach that he's become. I mean, his dad's a Hall of Fame player here. Obviously comes from a great basketball family, number one. His brother, it just all started at a very young age for him and his family. And then to get into the high school here and play for Coach Doug Creel for 4 years. And, the whole thing for him back to when he was a kid was basketball. He was around it. It was emphasized in the family. It was taught, as a young person, I'm sure from his father, and then great youth coaches here in town, and then finally one of the finest coaches we've ever had here in Doug Creel. So, when he took this job, I think, there was no doubt that even at such a young age that he had seen enough basketball, played enough basketball, and been around enough basketball people in his life that he was going to make a fine head coach. And I can promise you, just from being on the other side of it with the girls and sharing the gym with him and working with him alongside and being around it, that a Mount Vernon basketball practice is an intense event. And there's a reason why we are tough and our kids are strong and our kids play as hard as they do, because they practice very, very hard. And it all starts with your head coach. And our practices have not dipped a bit since he took over this job. Because I can tell you, Doug Creel could run an intense practice. And that's one thing that coming here 8 years ago, watching those guys practice, man, they got after it. And Scott's just taken that torch and just continued it. And here we are at 18-4, another great year for the Rams. I just hope people appreciate that. Well, it's just not an easy thing to do.
And this is a Ram team that, lest we forget, Jeff, is in the running for a South 7 Conference title. In fact, the championship will be on the line Friday night when the Cahokia Comanches come to town on Hall of Fame night. Both teams 6-1 in the South 7. Rams have lost to Centralia. Cahokia has lost to the Rams. So if the Rams get that, you don't want to assume that they're going to be Marion and Carbondale, but their position for a conference championship outright would be a whole heck of a lot greater.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And when you win the South 7, you've done something, Chris. Year in and year out. I mean, there's some pretty rough and tumble basketball in the South 7. And, to go on the road and play and win the majority of your games and then, take care of business at home, it's very, very difficult. And, that'll be a monumental contest for us Friday. If we can get by that, we're going to have 2 more to take care of. But we certainly control our own destiny from here on out.
Of course, Hall of Fame night will be on Friday night, and you will be going in the Hall of Fame as the offensive coordinator for the 2005 football team. And early congratulations for that.
Thank you very much. That's an event I'm looking forward to. And, what can I say? That's going to be great to see all the guys that come back and Coach Mings and the other coaches that we shared that magical season with. So looking forward to a really great night Friday as well as Saturday.
It should be a couple of great days here on the campus of Mount Vernon Township High School and in Chagnon Gymnasium, which is where we are tonight as the Eisenhower Panthers are in town. The Mount Vernon Rams 18-4. The Eisenhower Panthers come in 6-13. They are just 2-8 in the Big 12 Conference. Meanwhile, the Rams looking to stay. Let me think. Come on, Hugo, think on your feet quickly. The Rams are undefeated here at home.
Right. Absolutely.
I had to double check that in my head because I've been wrong before. But the Rams looking to stay unblemished here at Chagnon Gymnasium. We will see if they can pull it off tonight. But first, here on your Midland College pregame show, we need to get you a quick scoreboard update. In the wrestling regionals today at Centralia, Quentin Favors, who finished second, Chase Fosberg, who also finished second, as did Blake Strickland, along with a regional champion, Alex Fosberg, and Tristan Penrod, who finished third, will all advance to the Mount Zion sectional on Friday and Saturday. So congratulations to Quentin Favors, Chase Fosberg, Blake Strickland, of course, Tristan Penrod, and regional champion Alex Fosberg of the Rams Wrestlers, who advance to the sectional next weekend. At the Rich Herring Classic, as we move back to basketball, and your scoreboard update, Johnston City beat Weber. This is at Benton, mind you, 78-28. Fairfield beats Neoga, 59-42. It was Hamilton County coming back from 17 down to beat Mount Carmel, 66-63. And to top of this, T-Town defeats Harrisburg, 71-59. T-Town led 18-8 after one. Harrisburg got back within 3 after 2, and ended up just falling apart for the Bulldogs. Woodlawn today ended up falling to, I sent the score out and forgot to type it. Woodlawn fell to Madison 68-55 at the Sports Boosters shootout in Nashville. Class S action at Ridley College today. We'll get to that and more a little bit later in our next scoreboard update. We do have some Class S scores to pass along. That scoreboard update, of course, presented by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance financial service needs, it's Tony Wilt. Online at TonyWilt.com at the corner of 42nd South Water Tower in Mount Vernon. Walk in, call in, or click in like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. Well, Honor America here from Chagnon Gym. This is Rams Basketball on WMIX.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, I want to ask you something, but you have to promise not to laugh at me. Okay, what? Do you think the State Farm jingle really works?
Like, for real? Like, if you sing the jingle, will your agent actually appear and help you out?
Yeah.
Of course it works. I saw it on the internet.
In reality, having your own State Farm agent means having a real person to help you when you need them. Tony Wilt is that State Farm agent at 4121 South Water Tower Place, Mount Vernon.
Hi, Roy Schmidt, Ford dealer at Ford Square, Mount Vernon. Outwork, outplay, outsmart, all the rest. I am talking about the 2012 Ford F-150. With 4 high-tech engines, including our revolutionary EcoBoost, the toughest truck lineup in the class is also the most powerful and the most fuel efficient. It tows the most, up to 11,300 pounds. It hauls the most, up to 3,120 pounds. It generates the most available power, up to 411 horsepower. It gets you the most bang for your buck at the pump, up to 23 miles per gallon highway. 9 distinctive models, 3 cab configurations, 3 box lanes. Whatever you need a truck to do best, the 2012 Ford F-150 lineup delivers. Come into Ford Square today and find out why the Ford F-150 pickup is the best truck out there at 1501 Broadway in Mount Vernon, Illinois.
This is Mike Reese. You're listening to the Rams on WMIX.
And we welcome you back inside Chagnon Gymnasium just in time for the Mount Vernon drum line. Time for your Central Christian Church starting lineups. Incredible things are happening at Central Christian Church in Mount Vernon. Look no further than thenewscentral.com. Watch their Friday night and Sunday services online. It's thenewscentral.com. Central Christian Church, loving God and loving people. I'm going to go ahead and give you the Eisenhower Panthers. They will have in the backcourt number 1, Eugene Smith. Number 11, Killian Sanders. A forward will be number 15, Braxton Woodland. Another forward in the front court will be number 33, Jalen Robinson, a 6'4 junior. And Deshaun Davis, number 21, a 5'10 junior. We'll round out the starting lineups for the Eisenhower Panthers. Discover the excitement at Central Christian Church in Mount Vernon. Central offers exciting worship experiences, packed with energy and relevant teaching, and awesome programming for children and youth. Log on to thenewscentral.com for service times and more information. Now I will defer to Jeff Lonnon. Let's meet the Mount Vernon Rams.
Yep, number 1, Tyrell Trimble will start at the point guard position. Jaron Lydell number 2, Clay Payne, number 4, Leonte Badger, number 5, and then Trevor Flota will start, number 33 for the Mount Vernon Rams.
Sorry, your starting lineups at Drumline loud, and of course we'll remind you it is Trimble, Lydell, Payne, Badger, and Flota get us started here for the Rams. They'll be in their home whites here tonight at Chagnon Gym.
I'm not sure what kind of a job I did on that starting lineup because I couldn't hear myself.
I know.
Wow, was that...
Normally I try to get back before that happens, but sometimes the timing just doesn't play up that way.
I got the names in, but I don't know how great of a job I did because that was an incredible job, and it was incredibly loud up here.
Robinson will jump for the Panthers as it'll be controlled by the Rams off the tip. Eisenhower comes out in their away blacks with white trim. Golden numerics trimmed in white. The Rams, meanwhile, in their home whites, as I told you, orange trim, orange numerics trimmed to black. It's Fuller with the basketball, left wing, throws over the right side. Here's Lydell with 7:44 to play in the first, just underway. No score, Rams and Panthers in non-conference action. Trimble comes back to the near side, able to find Flota now near the corner for Payne. Payne looking in, trying to make something happen. Shut off, but able to give to Badger here in the near corner. Right-hand dribble, now back between the circles. Payne throws to the right side. Clay got a haircut, I think. Coming off of the right wing is Lydell. Drops it off Trimble, leaves. Floater wide open for 3. No good off the front iron. Rebound will be tipped away. Badger able to save it. Mid-post. Tipped away by Lydell. He'll recover, fighting through traffic, and now we will have a foul call on number 11, Killian Sanders. That'll be his first, team's first.
Yeah, and early on, it looks like a man-to-man from Eisenhower. Not a bad man-to-man so far for the first 45, 50 seconds of the game.
And the inbound side of the bounds in front of the Eisenhower bench. We're going to the back court. Lydell will bring it across right in the circle. 7:06 to play in the first. No score. Rams and Panthers. Dangerous pass underneath. The needle was threaded. They're off of the left block. Is Lee Badger. It's 2-0. Rams by 2 with 6:56 to play in the opening quarter.
Leonte Badger, maybe one of the most athletic kids on the floor out there right now. We hope we get a big night from him.
Off of the right wing will dribble Eugene Smith. Looking to pull up. Instead gives back to the right wing Davis. He'll dribble towards the left wing around the perimeter. Now trying to attack baseline. Almost stolen away by Payne. Davis now gets back to the wing. He'll throw out to Sanders. 6:35 to play in the first quarter. Glad to have you with us, courtesy of Banterra Bank. The Rams on top 2-0. Banterra's online banking is convenient, efficient, and best of all safe. Their security is your best defense. Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Member FDIC. Eugene Smith crossover dribble to the free throw line. Kicks out left wing. Here comes Davis looking for the 3. Has to get back to the left side for Smith. Smith guarded by Lydell here in the man defense. Coming around to the right side, inside the wing. Kicks back out to the volleyball line. Sanders looks between the circles. Right-hand dribble. Now goes left. And we'll come back out. Very choppy thus far. 6 minutes to play in the first quarter. Still 2-0 Rams on top. Eisenhower looking for a field goal attempt here. Have yet to see one.
Having a hard time getting to the paint, aren't they?
Rams defense has been clutch when you've been around, Lonnon. I think they're going to try to keep you.
Well, watch them. They're all inside the three-point line, and that's a pack line defense is what that's called, and they just deny the paint. Eisenhower just can't get in there. They're trying, and there's a turnover.
Turnover off of the hip of Eugene Smith. Dribbled off the right hip, right sideline out of bounds. It'll be Ram basketball in the backcourt, side out of bounds with 5:40 to play. First quarter action from Chagnon Gym. 2-0 is the Ram lead. Across the timeline to the right side for Badger. Looks back near the circle for Payne. Controls it with the right hand. Throws over the right wing. Finds Trimble. Trimble looking to come baseline. Bounce pass off the baseline. Badger. He'll have to back it out. Trying to slide it to Trimble. Does so with the right wing. 5:23 to play in the opening quarter. 2-0 your score. Trimble looking to change out with a 3 in and out. Back in again. Fell off the back iron, then hit the front and dropped back down. 5-0 is the Ram lead with 5:12 to play here in the first.
And I think we've seen what happens when he gets off to a good start, Chris. More often than not, he gets a good shooting night.
3 will miss to the left off the iron by Deshaun Davis. There will be a foul on the rebound as Badger went up to get it. It'll be the second team foul for Eisenhower. Don't support the other team. Go green with Banterra's online bill pay and online statements. Banterra Bank. Banking with local style, member FDIC. 5:03 to play in the first quarter. 5-0 is your Ram lead. We'll try to get you some scores from some junior high action. I know the Woodlawn Warriors in action. The Rome Hornets, another county team in the tournament, won today as they beat Central City. We'll get you some scores and more here shortly. 5-0 the Ram lead here against Eisenhower. 4:55 to go in the first. It was tipped out of bounds. It'll remain with the Rams. Badger in. Let's hear to Payne. Now on the left wing. Here comes Flota. Turn around off the pivot. Right hand dribble back to the circle with 4:49 to go in the opening quarter. Chris Hugo with Jeff Lonnon. Jeff Crow is back with us as well from the influenza. Jesse Clark is back in the studio. Off the left side, it's Floater. Looks back towards the right, near the volleyball line for Trimble. Crossover dribble, comes near elbow, throws it to the left baseline. Floater had some trouble, got it back out to Payne. The Rams are going to be patient tonight, I think. They've seen it's worked the past few times. Listen to Scott Gamber, has been key. Pull up, Jay coming left elbow. The bounce has been kind to the Rams. That banked off, hit the front iron, looked like it was going to roll back off. It bounced right back down, 7-0 Rams.
Elbow bank shot. Don't see a lot of those, Hugo.
We do not. Honey Badger has 4 and 3 for Tyrell Trimble, and that's your 7-0 Ram lead. Midway point of this first quarter. Davis will come off with the right-hand dribble, pulls up beyond the arc, three's on the way, it's good, and they're back within 4, 7-3, off the Deshaun Davis tray, 3:57 to play in the opening quarter.
Pretty obvious early, if they can't get in the lane, they're going to have Deshaun Davis let it go a little bit. He's going to have to make some threes because that Payne is hard to get to.
Coming between the circles, of course, is Lydell. Lydell hands off to Trimble, coming around right wing, gives to Floto. Floto will come around between the circles, kicks back to Badger. Badger looking to set something up. Backdoor cut by Lydell to distract the traffic. It's a lob down low for Payne. He's blocked on the way up. No call. And it'll be Ram basketball underneath the basket with 3:33 to play in the first. We are looking for a Community First Bank player of the game. Let's see. If you're tired of big corporate banking, you have a choice in Jefferson County. As it's a quick inbound to Trimble. Off glass and good. Trimble got it from the volleyball end line. That'll make it 9-3 Rams. Of course, big corporate banking. If you're tired of it, you have a choice in Jefferson County. Community First Bank is at home in Dix, Ina, Woodlawn, and Mount Vernon. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC, as we have a quick hand check possibly on the Rams. That'll be their first team foul.
And the Rams have made their first 4 out of 5 shots, Chris. If that's not good shooting, I don't know what is. They keep this up, they're going to have a lot of points.
That they are. It's a quick inbound coming to Eugene Smith off the right wing. Nearly had it tipped away, recovers off the wing. 3:18 to play in the first quarter, 9-3. Rams leading Decatur Eisenhower. It is back to Killian Sanders. Looks to his left now. Gets it to Woodland for his first touch of the day. Looking for the lob inside. Intercepted by Badger. He's going to turn it into a foot race up the right side. Layup is good. Count it. Count the basket off the layup by Badger. It's 11-3 Rams. As Badger has 6, he'll look for 7 off of the and 1.
And again, I said this earlier, but he's the most athletic kid on the floor most nights. And I think right there you saw it. Again, Eisenhower cannot throw the ball in the paint. They can't get it there on the dribble. That time they try to screen roll off the wing, threw it right to the gut of the lane, and Badger intercepts it and takes about 4 dribbles the length of the court. And here's a 3-point play if he knocks down the free throw.
And he does. 12-3, Rams up 9, 3:03 to play in the first, and we will see Shabazz Minor check in for Killian Sanders. So Minor will trigger underneath the basket, length of the floor to go. 3 to play in the first quarter. Glad to have you with us. WMIX video online at mywithersradio.com. It is Eugene Smith into the front court. Top of the key, looking to shake elbow. Lost control of the dribble, somehow regained it. And now throws to Minor off the right wing. He'll dribble with the left hand, left elbow, kicks off. It's a nice little shovel there to Deshaun Davis. 2:44 to play here in the first. Rams 12, Eisenhower 3. Back off of the right wing, it'll be to Minor. Minor looks around just inside the top of the key. Woodland. Pass over the left wing now, Davis. 2:32 to go in the first quarter. What a job by the Rams turning defensive stops into offensive points. Off of the left wing now, Davis looks up top. Eugene Smith will pull up from 3. Way off the mark. Rebounds tip top of the key to Lydell. Jaron comes up with another big board.
Yeah, it's just a frustration 3. I mean, they just can't find anything in the paint, so finally somebody just throws one up. It's a bad shot.
And the Rams will quickly turn it over as nobody was really paying attention to the pass. Not good floor awareness that time for the King City. 12-3 your score, 2:10 to play in the first. Rams still on top even with the turnover.
Yeah, but back to the defense. The defense down there is so stifling. And listen, they can throw it around the perimeter all day if they want. They can even shoot it from out there. But they are not going to get a piece of that paint if the Rams can help it. And so far, I think I've seen maybe 1 foot in the paint with a guy that had the ball, and that was it.
Braxton Woodland off the left wing comes up top for Robinson, his first touch. Back up the right wing to Javi Flournet, who's in the ball game for the first time. Look to come around right wing. His bounce pass to be tipped away, recovered by Badger. Those athletic hands by Lee Badger come up big again. Forces another turnover at the 1:40 mark of this first quarter. Across the timeline, Lydell looks to Feeser on the near side. Feeser, who came in for Trevor Flota, getting some quality minutes here since the Centralia Holiday tourney. Left wing it is Tyrell Trimble. Looking to find that seam off the baseline. Lost the dribble, had to reset. Looks back to Payne. Layup's good. 14-3 is the Ram lead with 1:24 to go in the first.
And again, the Rams have missed 1 shot this quarter, Chris. They are on fire from the offensive end.
I would say so. And, of course, we remind you that winning edge wants to provide a public service. Looking good while you cheer on your team. Don't settle for one design-fits-all activewear. Winning Edge can personalize almost anything and make you look good at the game. Check out their creations at winningedgeusa.com. Off the right wing, it is Robinson. Looks to the top between the circles, finds Woodland. Right-hand dribble, steps right, gives off to Minor. Minor looking in. That paint shut off. Rams doing a great job defensively. And now Robinson pushing in against Badger. Had it thrown off a Badger out of bounds. Actually just lost control, and it goes off, I believe, with the right foot of Lee. It'll remain Panther basketball with 48.8 seconds to go in this 14-3 Ram-led first quarter. Something like that, anyway. Right to the basket will come the trigger along the baseline for Davis. Looking in, looking towards left of the paint for Woodland. Kicks it left wing. Flournoy. Looking at the right wing for Davis. What do we decide? Flournoy?
I don't know. We did. I think we
crossover dribble.
I think we did.
Off the right wing, it is thrown up top to Woodland. Woodland looks up top now. Flournoy back to the left wing. Woodland with the basketball. Braxton Woodland stands 6'1". He's a freshman. Kicks up top. Robinson had it tipped away. Recovered back by Woodland. Now to Sean Davis with it off to the right volleyball line. 19 seconds to go in the first. Rams 14. Eisenhower 3. 11-point lead here in the first quarter. In the right corner, here comes Flournoy up top to Minor. Minor looking left elbow. Has to kick out to Davis with 6. Not a good look yet with 4. Back near the timeline with 2. Trimble nearly forces the turnover. It'll be recovered as time expires. The shot will be waved off, and it will not count. So the Rams defense comes up huge here after 1. Mount Vernon 14, Eisenhower 3. This is Rams basketball presented by Banterra Bank.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Thank heavens you're getting an income tax refund. Second Chance Auto will give you the best value for every dollar you spend with a great selection of late model cars, trucks, SUVs, and minivans priced under $10,000. Most come with a 3-month or 3,000-mile warranty. Not only will you get a great quality vehicle, but bank rate financing as well. No gimmicks, no credit checks, and instant approval. That refund couldn't have come at a better time. Thanks to Second Chance Auto, family owned and operated for 32 years on Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Call 244-4582. Back out to the 94 Sports Mobile Studios on WMIX and MyWithersRadio.com.
And we welcome you back inside Chagnon Gym. You're looking live upon it on MyWithersRadio.com with high-quality streaming video. And you're listening to WMIX. We are glad to have you with us tonight. Chris Hugo at Jeff Lonnon alongside. Rams, as we head to the second quarter, have a 14-3 lead over Decatur Eisenhower. They'll start with the basketball in the front court already. It's Deshaun Davis off the right side, looking to the paint. Almost stolen away from Minor. He'll turn around and throw it up. It's banked in. Took an extra step, got the basket. It's 14-5, and back within 9 are the Panthers. 7:42 to play in the half. Minor picks up the first 2 points of the quarter for Eisenhower. Right to the circle, it's Payne. Looking around, slides it to the right corner near the timeline for Badger. Left-hand dribble, Lee steps to his left. And the lefty will now scoop off into that same corner for Trimble. 7:20 to play here in the first half. Beezer with it off the right wing. Pivots to the right, now comes back left. Bounce pass will be to Badger. He has great hands. It is no wonder he was such a successful wideout. Coming around from the left wing, we'll have a foul on number 14, Shabazz Minor. That'll be the 4th on Eisenhower.
And I think that last possession by Eisenhower, Chris, was the first time that Eisenhower got the ball within 15 feet of the basket and could do anything with it. So, again, the defense will win this game if they continue to play that hard on the other end of the floor.
Right baseline, Trimble will trigger half-court offense here. See what the Rams put together. Will be in the left wing. Payne back to Trimble, wide open for 3, left corner. It is off the mark, tipped off the front iron, rebound. We'll go to Deshaun Davis. Quick foul on Trevor Floater. That'll be the team's second.
Just the second miss of the night for Mount Vernon. They were 6 out of 7 in the first quarter from the field, and they also 1 for 1 from the line. So they nearly had a perfect shooting night in the first quarter at least, and that was the first miss now the second quarter for the Rams.
7 minutes to play here in the first half. 14-5 is the Ram lead. It's Eisenhower basketball in the front court. Eugene Smith, top of the key. Right-hand dribble, throws off to the right side. Davis looks in. They're moving around inside. Now back to the left wing. It'll be Woodland. Throws up a 3, no good. Big rebound by Trimble off of the right side. 6:42 to play in the first half. Rams basketball presented by Banterra Bank. Don't support the other team. Go green with Banterra's online statements and online bill pay. As Trimble goes straight to the hoop and gets the bounce. Started off on the right with reverse hand on the scoop. Got the bounce. And it's 16-5. Rams leads back to 11.
A la Michael Jordan there, wasn't it? Underneath your legs, over your head, through your... And that was everywhere. And he managed to dump that one down and get it in the basket. Incredible play.
A little bit of circus action there in the paint for Tyrell the Terrific. Off of the right wing is Eugene Smith. Almost had it stolen away. He recovers, looking for the lob backdoor, tipped away by Badger out of bounds. And I'll take that one tipped out of bounds every time as opposed to the backdoor lob basket.
Absolutely. And there's Lee Badger right there to knock it out of the paint. If they want to get it in the paint, Chris, they're going to have to deal with him, and he's pretty hard to deal with playing goalie at the basket.
It'll be a lob near the end of the backcourt now as Smith lets it go by. 6:06 to play in the first half. 16-5 is the Ram lead. We're going to see Killian Sanders check back into the ball game next dead ball. We'll also see the emergence of Devin Anderson for the first time tonight. Smith will throw off to the left wing for Woodland. Woodland looks to Minor, who will travel with the basketball. Turnover Ike. It'll go back with the Rams at the 5:50 mark. We'll see Lydell check into the ball game. Taking a seat for a breather will be Clay Payne. So it'll be Michael Feaser, Jaron Lydell, Tyrell Trimble, Trevor Flota, and Lee Badger for the Rams.
It's just the third turnover of the game for both teams there, Chris. That's a pretty low number. I mean, it's not a sloppy basketball game. It's just great defense and good offense by the Rams.
Right wing, it is Trimble with the basketball. 5:38 to play in the first half. 16-5. Rams up 11 against the visiting Eisenhower Panthers. Pull up at the free throw line by Badger. Will rattle off. Rebound. Went to Feaser, but he apparently broke the law of verticality.
Yep.
Even though, well, you got to make that call like that. I understand.
Yep. And that's Lee's first miss of the night, by the way, Chris. He was perfect up until that two-point attempt from the free throw line.
Into the front court we go as Anderson dribbles up to the wing, throws in the right corner for Davis. Davis looking to go baseline, blows past his man, had it tipped away by Trimble. Good play there defensively. Wasn't going to let his man get by without taking the basketball. Up the right side we go, Flota. Scoops it out to Trimble. Thought about the three side steps. Somehow traveled the basketball while dribbling.
Yeah.
Didn't know you could do that while you're dribbling.
It happens.
Apparently it does.
And it happened there.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't see it.
I heard the basketball still going, and I saw the hand moving, and then I saw the travel. Wonder what was going on there. Off of the right wing, it'll be Killian Sanders who checked back in, last dead ball. Looking in against the Ram defense. They're up 16-5, 4:53 mark of the first half. Off the right wing again, it's Davis looking around, trying to find Woodland up top. That's where he'll go. Now back to Anderson on the left. Looking inside for Sanders. Can't get past the Timbers and looks back left. Here comes a crossover dribble between the legs. Smith, he'll pull up inside the paint. No good. Rebound by Feaser, and Feezy comes up big there in the paint off the defensive glass. And it'll come to Badger as he'll throw it back to Trimble before he gets across the timeline. Great floor awareness there. We are looking for Community First Bank player of the game. Of course, support your Mount for the Rams with a Ram debit card. But here comes Lydell the hoop. This baseline layup is no good. I'll tell you more about Com First after this. It's a defensive rebound, length of the floor now, and a runner by Smith right down central makes it 16-7. 9-point ball game here in the first half.
And that's the first transition basket by Eisenhower, Chris, of the game. Rams are definitely going to have to not let that happen, because if they do, they're going to find themselves back in a game here.
It'll be a long night if that happens. We drop below the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. 16-7 is the Ram lead. Feaser with it left of the circle. Looks back to the right side. He's able to find Lydell. Now off of the right arc. Flota gives back to Lydell at the volleyball line. Left-hand dribble for Jaron. Looking for Trimble. There he is. Just inside the right arc. He's going to back out beyond the three-point line. Now a fade jumper cometh. And the fade jumper followed. 18-7. The Rams back up 11 with 3:30 to play in the half.
Rams back in transition this time. No go on the transition break by Eisenhower.
Pull-up three coming off the right side is way off. That's just what the Rams needed off the air ball. Rebound to Lydell. Your community, your choice, your bank. With 5 locations and friends and neighbors on staff who understand your needs, Community First Bank keeps it simple. Welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC. Off the right wing, here comes Trimble. Steps up, pulls up from 3. No good off of the iron. Rebound will be off of Badger. A little early on the whistle. That's okay. Didn't yet cross the baseline. That's stuff I look out for from up here.
And I think Eisenhower, just watching the JV, they're still trying to figure out this restraining line deal. I think they haven't quite seen anything like this.
They are mind-boggled.
Yeah.
I heard them going over it before the JV game.
We've been over it before the JV game, at halftime, and after the JV game, and I still see him looking down, asking the referees questions about the old restraining line.
Off of the right wing, here comes Smith. Looks back to Davis. Davis still off the right wing, coming around off the screen. Has it tipped away by Trimble, and there's a foul. Let me give you a quick scoreboard update from some grade school action today in Class S. Congratulations to the Rome Hornets. They beat Central City today, 43-31. No score yet from the Woodlawn game as far as Jefferson County teams of interest. We'll tell you that scoreboard update presented by Tony Wilt, State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance, financial service needs here in Mount Vernon, it's Tony Wilt. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Don't forget you can visit them online, TonyWilt.com, or on 42nd South Water Tower in Mount Vernon. As Smith was looking to come around from the right wing, has to throw back to Davis between the circles. He comes left wing now, looking to get a screen from Woodland. Gives back to Killian Sanders. He's looking to roll around the perimeter, was trying to go corner baseline, now kicks back up top to Smith, and the Rams are just shutting him out.
It's just a really odd offensive set, isn't it? Look at that. They got stacks, but their stacks are way out, like free throw line extended, and they're just handing it off to each other, coming back around and restacking. They're not getting anything out of it.
Now a runner off of the baseline for Davis is no good. Stole his own rebound away, and Woodland will scoop it up and in.
Yep. Can't give up the easy rebound down there, and that's how Eisenhower can get back in the game off those cheap ones, off the boards.
Beezer had it, gave it up. 18-9 your score. Rams on top, doubling up the Panthers with 1:55 to go in the half. And we will have a push from behind as Trimble was trying to go backdoor for Badger, and Woodland got 2 big points there on the opposite end to bring them back within 9. 1:52 to go here in the first half. Of course, Rams basketball, as always, is presented by Banterra Bank. Let's get technical about going green. Banterra offers free online bill pay and online statements. Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Member FDIC. 1:52 to play in the half. Looking for the lob play to Lydell. He'll get it off the right block. Blocked from behind, I believe, by Woodland. And how fitting that the tall timber named Woodland will pick up the foul. At least for how I saw it.
Absolutely.
And no, they're going to go Sanders. Woodland's the one who had the contact off the shot. So if they're going to... Killian Sanders had contact before the shot. So if the foul is on him, it should not be a shooting violation. If it's a shooting violation, the foul should be on Woodland.
Well, the bottom line is we're at the line, and we're getting ready to shoot one, and it's good.
Amen. First one by... And you root for Jaron at the stripe. There's no doubt about that. He went 3 of 4 against Centralia. He's now 1 of 1 tonight, and it's 19-9. The Rams are back on top by double digits with 1:49 to play in the half. Good stuff.
Absolutely good stuff. And
second one's no good, and the rebound will be tipped out of bounds by Lee Badger. We will go ahead and pause for station identification. We pass the top of the hour. This is Rams Radio Network.
Follow us on Twitter at 94 Sports or crank us up on 94.1 FM WMIX, Mount Vernon, Marion, O'Fallon, a Withers Broadcasting Superstation.
It'll be Eisenhower basketball to the front court. Coming around to the left elbow, Davis will back it out. Now throws up top Sanders with the right hand dribble to the wing, looks back, able to find Smith. Not a lot of flow to the offensive sets of Eisenhower. Off the right wing, Smith looks back, able to find Sanders. The other stations on the Rams Radio Network include 96.5 W243 AV Flora and 93.7 W229 AU Fairfield. One big happy Withers broadcasting family bringing you Rams basketball. Up the right wing, Davis looks back to Smith at the circle. 1:09 to play in the first half. 19-9 is the Ram lead. Also the distance of the three-point line, which is where Eugene Smith is right now off the right wing. Coming around past Payne. Nice pump at the basket. Circus shot falls. It's going to be 19-11, a chance to make it a touchdown game if they can get the and one.
It's a tremendously unique offensive set. You've got 2 guys stacked on either side. Free throw line extended right out about the arc. And you got the point guard kind of dribbling to the stacks and either trying to get around to the basket or hand it off to the back guy in the stack who brings it the other way and tries to either get paint, or if not, the back guy in the opposite stack comes and gets the ball. If I'm being confusing, Hugo, I don't know if I am, but that's what it is. They're trying to get the ball in the dribble drive to the paint, kind of a la Memphis and John Calipari a couple years ago on the dribble drive.
Now off of the right wing, we're going to have a foul on Eugene as Eugene Smith goes to the basket. What happened there on the and one, it was no good. And they said that the rebound underneath was tipped underneath the backboard and out of bounds by the Rams. It went back with Eisenhower. And now Smith finds himself at the line shooting 2 to try to make it a 6-point ball game. He will miss the first.
And once again, the dribble drive. They get a little piece of the paint, and they go, and they draw the foul. So it looks like Eisenhower has kind of switched their whole philosophy now. Instead of trying to pass it into the paint, they've got those double stacks set on either side. Now they're trying to just get it to the paint on the dribble. And a foul's as good as points for them right now, and that's what they've done.
Second free throw is good. 1 and 2 that time for Eugene Smith. It's 19-12. Rams up 7. We're up 11 a moment ago. 53.6 seconds to go in the first half, and a first half that can't end quick enough. After a choppy second quarter by the Rams. Across the timeline is Tribble. Looks over to the right sideline. Finds Flota. Now to the circle for Feezer. See what the Rams go with here. 40 seconds to play in the first half. It'll be their possession to start the second as long as nothing happens with the change of possession.
And you'd have to think they're going to hold for one now with 30 to go.
I would hope. Of course, Rams basketball, remind you, is presented by Banterra Bank. Whether retirement is years or months away, open a retirement account that fits your lifestyle perfectly. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. 19 seconds to go off the right sideline. Flota looks left of the circle for Badger. Badger's looking to work it around off the dribble, guarded by number 21, Deshaun Davis. Stole it away, but that'll be a foul. Into the line for the 1 and bonus should go Lee Badger.
Caught a break there. That looked pretty clean to me, and he was on his way for a wide open, uncontested layup, and the whistle bailed us out.
So Badger goes to the line for the 1 and bonus with 11.6 seconds to go in the first half. 19-12 is your score. And the first one is good, so Lee Badger gets a second. He makes it 20-12.
Just his first point of the second quarter after starting out with 7 in the first.
So he'll look for 9 here at the line. 11.6 ticks to go, second quarter clock. Badger will make the second, make it 21-12. Leads back to 9, and here comes Eisenhower. Eugene Smith across with 8 seconds. Veers off towards the right wing. He's going to get a screen from Gleghorn. Backs out to the wing with 3, makes his move with 2, stripped by Feezer with 1.
Yep.
And a delayed foul call. The old offsides in hockey.
Yep, and once again, the dribble drive now, Chris. The dribble drive is what they're trying to do. Not try to pass it in there. Don't post anybody up. They found out they can't do that. But now any action they've got on the scoreboard has come off the dribble drive here in these last 5 or 6 possessions. And once again, they got a chance to score points here with 0.3 left in the second quarter. And once again, also, Chris, this is not a catch-and-shoot situation for the Rams. This is only a tip situation with 3/10 or less on the clock.
First free throw is good, so they will get a bonus. We shall see how it ends up here for Eisenhower with Eugene Smith to the line, shooting the back end of a 1-and-1. 21-13 your score. It's an 8-point ball game, looking to be 7. If Smith can knock down the second, he won't. Rebound will go to Feezer. And so that'll just be a stat pattern there as we go to the... Wait a second.
What do we got going on here?
We have a foul, apparently.
We sure do.
And a 1-and-1 for the Rams. What on earth?
A foul with 3/10. I don't even know if you could foul in 3/10 of a second.
I don't either, but apparently it can. So the foul's on Gleghorn.
It goes our way. It's okay, but I don't know if I've ever seen a foul inside of 3/10.
So missing the first, of course, will be Michael Feezer. So now it's halftime. It is the Mount Vernon Rams 21, the Eisenhower Panthers 13. This is Rams basketball on WMIX.
Hey, moms and dads, don't stay up at night trying to figure out how to pay for your kids' education. There's no need to worry. I send my kids to Rend Lake College. RLC offers the same high-quality education as a 4-year school at a fraction of the cost. Plus, they get to stay close to home. Tuition, room, and board are like $19 grand every year at the 4 years, according to the National Center for Education Statistics. At RLC, tuition, books, and supplies are only approximately $4 grand. That's Math 101. And with over 100 degree and certificate programs, they have the exact courses your kids need to be well on their way to a great career. Give your college-bound child the quality education they deserve without breaking the bank. Rend Lake College is the right choice. Whether your student plans to transfer to a university or train for direct entry into the workforce, call RLC at 437-5321 to speak to a counselor. I actually logged on to rlc.edu. That's rlc.edu.
Stick a reminder on your phone. Jot it down on the calendar. Or tie a string on your finger. Don't miss the Saturday Sports Show every week after the 8 o'clock news on AM 940 and MyWithersRadio.com. Scores, guests, content, networking, knowledge, the occasional argument, yada, yada, yada. We do it all. You might say we're a little versatile. It's the Saturday Sports Show on WMIX and MyWithersRadio.com, courtesy of Crossroads Community Hospital.
If your definition of local is Southern Illinois and adjacent states, pay no attention to this message. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Others advertise the message of being a local community bank. However, Community First Bank is the only local community bank exclusively serving Jefferson County with 5 locations and 5 ATMs. In short, loans and deposits stay local and benefit you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dixon, Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If I could see into the future, you know what I want to know? I'd want to know how the whole thing is going to turn out. Did I make the right decisions for my business? Helping my daughter memorize all 50 states in alphabetical order. Did it really matter?
Understanding that the future is about planning, not worrying, is why Erie Insurance is above all in service. Auto, home, business, and life. Your Erie agent is waiting for you.
Your Erie agent in Mount Vernon is the Bean Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 242-6017.
Thank heavens you're getting an income tax refund. Second Chance Auto will give you the best value for every dollar you spend with a great selection of late model cars, trucks, SUVs, and minivans priced under $10,000. Most come with a 3-month or 3,000-mile warranty. Not only will you get a great quality vehicle, but bank rate financing as well. No gimmicks, no credit checks, and instant approval. That refund couldn't have come at a better time. Thanks to Second Chance Auto. Family owned and operated for 32 years on Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Call 244-4582. This is Mount Vernon Rams Basketball on WMIX. The Second Chance Auto halftime show starts now.
And welcome back inside Chagnon Gym. Here at the half, the Mount Vernon Rams have a 21-13 lead over the Eisenhower Panthers. Chris Hugo and Jeff Lonnon alongside. Danny Zerwinski is on assignment today. This, of course, being your Second Chance Auto halftime show where you can use that tax refund to get the car you really want at Second Chance. Their selection has never been greater, and most are priced under $10,000. No gimmicks, no credit checks, and instant approval, along with bank rate financing for all. For 32 years, it's Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. We'll come back to your scoring and stats and the scoreboard update in just a moment. First, we need to take a break. It's the Mount Vernon Rams 21, Eisenhower 13 at the break. This is Rams Basketball on WMIX.
Hometown proud Baroviax IGA. There's no better way to shop today, Baroviax IGA. If it's Baroviax, you know it's fresh for you and your family. If it's Baroviax, you got the best. Hometown proud, you see. Hometown proud Baroviax IGA. Hometown proud Baroviax IGA.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
This is Rams Basketball on WMIX with streaming video on MyWithersRadio.com.
And welcome back to Chagnon Gym. Here at the break, the Mount Vernon Rams with a 21-13 lead over at Eisenhower. This, of course, your Second Chance Auto halftime show. Second Chance Auto has the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles priced under $10,000 in one location. What's not to love about Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon? Chris Hugo and Jeff Lonnon alongside. Danny Zerwinski is on assignment. And Jeff, of course, looks like we're ready for the halftime stats calculated by Heartland County.
Yeah, and again, here's your halftime stats. The Mount Vernon Rams, of course, lead 21-13 here in the halftime here at Chagnon Gym, and Tyrell Tribble comes out and leads the team with 9 points. He had 1 3 and he had 3 twos in the first and second quarter. He only missed 2 shots. He came out on fire. He's really carried the Rams as far as scoring, along with Deontay Badger, who also has 9 points on 3 twos and 3 free throws. Clay Payne came in and had 2 points, and then Jaron Lydell just had 1. So those 4 kids round out the 21 points that the Rams have scored here in the first half. For Eisenhower, Eugene Smith has 6 points for them. He's got a couple of buckets, 2-point buckets, and a couple of free throws. Shabazz Minor has 2 points. Braxton Woodland has 2. And then Deshaun Davis had that 3-pointer in the first quarter, and he has a total of 3 points as well for their 13 points here on the board. And of note, just doing a little percentages here while we were on break, Mount Vernon shot 8 of 13 from the floor for 62%. That's not too bad. 4 of 6 from the line for 67, while Eisenhower was 5 of 11 from the floor for 45.4%, and just 2 for 5 from the line for 40%. So statistically, not that far apart, although the Rams' field goal percentage was quite a bit better than Eisenhower. The free throws are relatively the same percentage-wise, but I think Eisenhower got onto some things there in that second quarter against Mount Vernon with the dribble drive. I think the full entire first quarter, I think they really tried very hard to pass it inside, work inside out. And I think they settled for too many threes, which is what Mount Vernon wants you to do, playing that nice pack line man defense. And in the second quarter, I think going to more of a dribble drive type philosophy with the double stacks on both wings and just trying to use those 2 stacks as screeners. And they handed the ball off a lot more using those stacks and trying to get to that paint. And they had a little bit of success with it, which is why in the first quarter they only scored 3. And then the second quarter they kind of found that little stack game with the dribble drive and got 10 points. So it's just an 8-point game now, Chris. It feels like Mount Vernon should be ahead by a little bit more. But at the same time, you know, it's just been one of those games where Mount Vernon's taken great shots. They've shot pretty good from the field. And again, an 8-point lead against Mount Vernon feels like almost a 16 or 18-point lead against anybody else because their defense has been so great. And Mount Vernon's still in charge of this basketball game.
That they are. It is 21-13. Rams at the break. We'll take one more ourselves. Come back and give you a scoreboard update. Second Chance Auto halftime show. This is Rams basketball on WMIX.
Is your mortgage rate higher than you want it to be? Hi, this is Joy Schrader, mortgage specialist with People's National Bank in Mount Vernon. If you have a high interest rate on your mortgage, you need to give me a call at 241-6928 to discuss refinancing your mortgage loan or stop by People's National Bank at 413 South 34th Street for details. People's National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
When it comes to bone and joint care, only one name should come to mind. The Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Your fellowship-trained physician's first priority is specialized orthopedic care, ranging from total joint replacement and spine surgery to shoulder surgery and sports medicine. Our surgeons provide a wide range of specialized treatments that are unparalleled anywhere in Southern Illinois. Located on Veterans Memorial Drive in Mount Vernon and St. Mary's Good Samaritans in campus, the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Discover the difference.
Daily schedules, scores, and more. Like WMIX Sports on Facebook. Back to the Rams on WMIX.
And welcome back to Mount Vernon Rams basketball. It's your Second Chance Auto halftime show here on WMIX. Use that tax refund to get the car you really want at Second Chance Auto. Second Chance's selection has never been greater, and most vehicles are priced under $10,000. No gimmicks, no credit checks, and instant approval, along with bank rate financing for all. For 32 years, it's Second Chance Auto, Route 142 East in Mount Vernon. Chris Hugo with Jeff Lonnon alongside. Here is the Mount Vernon Rams have a 21-13 lead over Eisenhower here at the half. Some other scores from around the region. In wrestling regionals today, Quentin Favors, who finishes second. Chase Vosberg also finishes second, as does Blake Strickland. Tristan Penrod finishes third, and Alex Vosberg is a regional champion. Those 5 young men will advance to the Mount Zion Wrestling Sectional on Friday and Saturday. Congratulations. At the Nashville Sports Boosters Basketball Shootout, Madison defeated Woodlawn today. You heard that on 94.1 FM right here and online at mywithersradio.com. Madison defeats Woodlawn 68-55. Right now, Roxana leads Oakville after 3, 43-40. And grade school basketball today, Rome beat Central City 43-31. Cairo over Ewing 74-47. Giant City over Bartelso 51-50. Germantown over Altamont Lutheran 46-40. Aldie St. Joe over Jasper 36-33. Lick Creek over Oakdale 69-53. No score from the Woodlawn game just yet. So the scoreboard updates are presented by Tony Wilt State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance financial service needs, it's Tony Wilt here in Mount Vernon, 42nd South Water Tower, or online at TonyWilt.com. Walk in, call in, or click in like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. And, of course, the Rams will start the second half with the basketball. As Jeff Lonnon joins me alongside, I'm Chris Hugo. Jeff Crow is with us in the rafters. A lot of Jeffs here. That's Chagnon. Could be good or bad. We'll find out as the game progresses. Jeff Crow, of course, responsible for those high-quality shots you see on MyWithersRadio.com. Coming around the right wing, Rams start the basketball going left to right, and somehow a travel while dribbling on Tyrell Trimble. There must just be something I am not seeing there.
Well, I was looking at the book, so I can't make a comment on that. All I know is it is a turnover. That's the Rams' third turnover of the game, so got to keep those down. Here's that same double stack set. It looks like they're going to really try to get to the line and get some fouls, maybe get a little dribble drive going here. And there's a three off a double stack.
Pull up three, rather, coming from Deshaun Davis, makes it a 21-16 game. And the Ram lead shrinks to 5. Here comes Liddell to bring the basketball across the timeline, right of the circle with 7:23 to play in the third quarter. Off the right wing, Trimble. Same identical set he was whistling for a travel a moment ago. This time the basketball stolen away by Davis. Up the mid-post, kicks it backside to Sanders. Nearly stolen away, recovered. Now throws up a shot in the paint. No good off the back iron. Rebound tipped to Payne. So the Rams come up with a defensive board here. Follow us on Facebook, WMIX Sports. We're trying to get some stats up there. Badger comes around right side. Block, layup, no. Misses the layup. He'll go to the line to shoot, too.
Slow down, boys. Slow down. That three-point shot has changed basketball. I know it's been around for such a long time, but you look up there, it was 21-13. 21-16 just sounds so much closer to 21-13, doesn't it?
It sure does.
And it's just changed. It's just changed the game. And well, we just want to make sure that they don't get hot from three. But that little double stack they're running out there, it's a whole different philosophy than how they started this game. And the Rams going to have to figure out how to guard that just a little bit better.
Badger makes 1 of 2. It's 23-16. The lead back to 7. 6:55 to play here in the third quarter. Off of the right wing with the basketball, of course. Screen for me was Smith. Davis between the circles coming around the left wing. 6:43 to play in the third quarter. Almost tipped away by Trimble. Recovered by Smith. Left the circle. It is Sanders. Coming around, looking to go right wing off the dribble between the legs. 6:33 to play here in the third quarter. Rams basketball, of course, as always, is presented by Banterra Bank. Tip off the postseason with a Banterra Bank free checking account. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. Off of the right wing, here comes Sanders. Whoever the heck it is. Coming around, turnaround is no good off the right block. And Jalen Robinson's fouled on the way up.
Yep. Very patient, very methodical Eisenhower team now. A little bit different one than we saw earlier in the game.
Robinson to the line to shoot 2 to try to make it a 5-point game. He'll make the first. It is 23-17, 6:15 to play here in the third quarter.
And one thing that becomes very obvious to me watching this game, Chris, is this is not going to be a game in the 60s or 70s. This one's going to be a low-scoring affair.
Second one was no good. Rebound tipped around here on the far side. It goes to Badger. 6:10 to play in the third quarter. Glad to have you with us. WMIX online at MyWithersRadio.com. 23-17, the Rams by 6. Liddell slips to Trimble, coming around far to near. Gets to the elbow, now kicks over to Flota. He's been quiet tonight, hasn't gotten a good look from 3. Between the circles, Trevor goes to the left side with it, scoops off to Liddell. He'll come around up top, off the screen for Payne, hands off to the right wing for Trimble. Now comes around left arc, drops off for Flota. Had it picked away and stolen by Smith. He'll come up to the right side for a layup. It's good. 23-19. No, the things you hear in the background, not necessarily the opinions of Withers broadcast here at WMIX. 5:32 to play in the third. Rams led Eisenhower back within 4, 23-19. Left sideline, Flota will give to the right circle for Liddell. Between the leg dribble, throws left side for Trevor Flota. 5'8", this half just has a completely different feel to it.
Yep.
You feel like there is no life from the white jersey whatsoever.
Well, they got off to a quick start. And again, we talked about this.
Payne looking for a turnaround off the right block. Swatted at no good. Badgers rebounds tipped away. And it comes to Smith. He nearly lost it. Gets it back right wing in the front court. Pulls up mid-post. Jumper's no good. Rebound tipped by Payne off the backboard. Recovered by Woodland. It's good off the left block. And back within 2 are the Panthers. 23-21. 4:47 to play in the third.
As I was saying, we talked about playing a 6-13 basketball team coming in, Chris. It's very, very tough emotionally to maintain your intensity for 4 quarters. Rams got to find it.
Payne comes baseline and is fouled. Went left wing to the left block, and it's 25-21. Payne with a chance for the and one at the hoop.
And we got to get him going. He's been quiet all night long. He got 2 points in the first half, but Clay's a kid who's got to get going here offensively, and that will really add a spark to our offense. Nice.
Free throw's good, so count the and one here. 26-21, 5-point ball game, 4:29 to play here in the third quarter. Glad to have you with us, courtesy of Banterra Bank. Let's get technical about going green. Banterra offers free online bill pay and online statements. Banterra Bank, banking with local style. They are the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams here on WMIX. Left wing is Davis looking to pull up off the runner. Backboard's no good. Rebound will be tipped away. Recovered. Surprisingly, no foul call there as Davis got it. Then got his own offensive board and put it back in. 26-23, back within a tray are the Panthers.
And if it's not painfully obvious right now, we're getting out-rebounded here bad on our defensive end, and I know Coach Gamber's not going to be happy about that whatsoever.
As he shouldn't be. Left of the circle, it is Lydell. Slips it over the sideline. Payne now in the corner for Floater. He'll bring it back out. Gives to Payne at the circle with 3:44 to play here in your third quarter. We will be seeking a Community First Bank player of the game. Familiar faces, new places. Bank with Ray and Bria, Community First Bank's new 42nd Street location in Mount Vernon. And welcome back to Personal Banking. Off the right wing, it's Trimble. Looking around with 3:30 to play here in the third quarter. Pulls up free throw line. It's good. He knew as soon as it left the hand that was going to be good, and we will have a 30-second timeout. It's 28-23, 3:24 to play in the third quarter. This timeout will be brought to you by Ford Square. The Ford F-150 boasts an exclusive EcoBoost engine, which means more power with better fuel efficiency. Test drive the large truck champion for over 34 years at Ford Square of Mount Vernon. Jeff Lonnon's alongside. I'm Chris Hugo. Jeff, crucial time for a timeout here. Try to get these Rams reset and settle down.
Yeah, and I really like what they did there on that last offensive play. They brought Leonte Badger out and set a wing screen up for Tyrell, and Tyrell has two options there. He brings it off the dribble on Badger's screen, and he can either hit Badger rolling back to the basket, or he can go ahead and try to get the paint and shoot the jump shot, and they helped on the screen roll. Badger got to the paint, pulled up, nice jump shot. So that's a nice little two-man play they ran, something safe, something secure. Nice basket.
It'll be Smith into the front court. Veers off to the right wing with 3:15 to play here in the third quarter. It's 28-23. Quick touch foul on Clay Payne. 3:12 to play. Woof, as I say. Just ugly.
Yeah. Eisenhower's going to stay with this same philosophy. They're just going to try to dribble it in there and find little pieces of paint, off rebound well, and they're giving the Rams some fits right now.
Inbound will come to Eugene Smith. He'll drive to the right wing. 3:07 to play in the third quarter. Gives back up top for Davis. Davis comes around left wing. Looking to make something happen off the double team. Stripped away by Feeser. Good steal by Feezy. And off the turnover, here will come the Rams. 2:58 to play in the third quarter. Need some offense here in a big way. Off of the right wing, it's dribble behind the back dribble.
Same thing.
And give a lot of credit to the Eisenhower defense in a bad atmosphere. Rams fans need to get on their feet, or at least cheer. 2:40 to play in the third quarter. Left corner, it'll be Payne looking underneath, and we'll have an illegal screen or something.
Yep, on Feeser. 22 White, I believe. Yep. It's a cross screen in the post. Feeser was on the ball side. He turned to cross screen for Badger, and when he cross screened underneath the hoop, he moved, and that's a moving screen. And it's something you don't see if you're not looking right at it, but I was fortunate to be watching it at that time.
Eugene Smith will bring it across the timeline. Rams up 5, 28-23. It's Eisenhower basketball. Looking off the screen, off the stack. Coming around to the top, there's Davis looking to roll back towards the elbow. Travels with the basketball. And it'll be a Ram possession, and they need to capitalize here. 2:24 to play in the third quarter, still 28-23. And, of course, we remind you, scoreboard updates tonight and every night presented by Tony Wilt. For all your insurance, financial service needs, it is your local State Farm agent, Tony Wilt, where you can find him on the web at TonyWilt.com or at the corner of 42nd South Water Tower in Mount Vernon. Like your good neighbor, State Farm is there. At the half, the Woodlawn Warriors lead St. John Chester 26-8. St. John Lutheran and Redbud ended up defeating Aiken 57-55. And there's a three on the way from the right corner. Trimble got his own rebound. Putback's no good. No call down low. Second offensive board goes to Badger on the weak side. He'll put it up. Misses. He's fouled. And to the line to shoot two goes Lee Badger. They're calling the ticky-tack out below, but nothing underneath. And at least they're consistent with it.
Yeah,
that's all you can ask for. Now, if you're the players, you have to adjust.
You're absolutely right. And it's pretty physical underneath the basket right now. But Badger won the war of the Warriors underneath her that time. He went up high and got the rebound and stuck it back up and got himself in a position to get 2 points for the Rams from the free throw line.
And this Warrior has come out to play. As Badger makes the first, he'll have a second, 29-23. Rams looking to be the first to 30 for the third straight game.
Be his 7th straight free throw if he makes this one, Chris. Knock on wood right now, please.
And he will make it. That knock was Jeff Lonnon, and it worked. 30-23. The Rams up 7 with 2:06 to play here in the third quarter. Anybody else I need to tell you about real quick? Well, I tell you about Winning Edge. They can customize just about any activewear like a golf shirt or shorts for the team, organization, or just for you. If you don't believe me, visit them online at winningedgeusa.com. Quality service and fast turnaround since 1977. Between the circles, that is Sanders. Right-hand dribble, rolling 2, said right. Now back to the top for Smith. Looking to work elbow, trying to shovel it down low. Found the wide open Jalen Robinson, gets the bunny. It's 30-25. Rams by a nickel with 1:38 to play here in the third quarter.
Everything's off the dribble drive. I know I sound like a broken record, but that time they dribble drive it in there, and then they come and help. They being the Rams. Nice dump off to the block. Nobody's there. Layup. Good adjustments by Eisenhower in this game. I am impressed by that. They've made adjustments that's kept them in it. But again, the Rams with the great defense and the patient offense doing a good job themselves of keeping Eisenhower at bay.
Dangerous pass inside. Now it goes back outside to Trimble. Loses the basketball off the baseline. And a wild pass by Eisenhower turns it back over. We're in the front court for the Rams. Timeline corner, scores table side for Trimble. Throws back right of the circle now. Billy Lydell.
Cross screen. There's Feezer. Yep. Got it.
Nice move down low by Feezy as he gets off the right block and in. 32-25. Rams back up 7 with a minute to play in the third quarter. It is Smith with it off the left wing, looking to dribble it. Has to back it out with 55. And we'll just let it go away, trying to portray that there was a foul there. Nothing called.
The previous play I was going to say is the one that Feezer got called on for the foul about 2 possessions earlier. That time they got a nice clean cross screen, and they were able to get the layup on the block. Good call by Scott Gammer. It's a set play.
Off the right of the circle, almost tipped away by Trimble with 32 seconds. Smith recovers, kicks it left side. Sanders from 18, left elbow, good. 32-27, just like that. Back within 5 are the Panthers with 22 seconds to go in the third. It'll be Trimble across the timeline. Veers right of the circle, steps near the wing, gives off to Flota. They have really shut down Trevor Flota from three-point land tonight. I believe he is what, just 0 of 1?
Yeah, he's only shot the ball one time. It was 1-3 in the first quarter.
6 seconds to play. Trimble with it, right volleyball line. Crossover dribble, top of the key, lost it, throws it up, trying to avoid the travel. And it'll be no good at the end of the quarter. We're at the end of 3. It's the Mount Vernon Rams 32. The Eisenhower Panthers 27. This is Rams basketball on WMIX.
If your definition of local is Southern Illinois and adjacent states, pay no attention to this message. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Others advertise the message of being a local community bank. However, Community First Bank is the only local community bank exclusively serving Jefferson County with 5 locations and 5 ATMs. In short, loans and deposits stay local and benefit you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dixon, Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hometown proud Baroviax IGA. There's no better way to shop today, Baroviax IGA. If it's Baroviax, you know it's fresh for you and your family. If it's Baroviax, you got the best. Hometown proud, you see. Hometown proud Baroviax IGA. Hometown proud Baroviax IGA.
With more in-game score updates than anyone else, this is Rams basketball on WMIX.
And we welcome you back inside Chagnon Gymnasium here for the fourth quarter. The Mount Vernon Rams lead Decatur Eisenhower 32-27. It'll be Eisenhower basketball to start. Chris Hugo and Jeff Lonnon alongside.
And I want to make note, since Eisenhower's kind of changed their offensive game plan, they outscored the Rams 10-7 in the second quarter and also 14-11 here in the third. So they have outscored the Rams in the last 2 quarters. The Rams are riding high on that big 14-3 first quarter score. And right now, we got a basketball game.
And it is developing into just that. Of course, Killian Sanders left the circle. Eisenhower in their away blacks with white trim and gold numerics trimmed in white. With the basketball up top to Sean Davis, looking to go to right wing. Kicks back up top to Smith. He'll roll back to the circle. 7:34 mark of the fourth quarter. Just a 5-point ball game, 32-27. Off to the right side goes Smith. Looking to make a move off the dribble drive. See what happens.
Interesting.
Yes.
We're going to hold the ball with a 5-point lead or 5-point deficit.
Taking the air out of the ball without literally taking the air out of the ball. So,
I haven't seen this since I saw Kurt Reed in the 2008 sectional.
And now the move comes at the 7-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Off to the right side as they kill a minute. Deshaun Davis with it. Turn around off the right wing. Coming, scoop down low. Stolen away by Payne. You don't slow it down on the Mount Vernon Rams because they'll show you how it's done.
They tried to slow it down, and my comment about Kurt Reed was out of complete respect because
of course.
He's maybe one of the most admired coaches in my career that I've ever come across.
Off the right side, it's CP4. Payne gives back to Trimble. Voodoo basketball, as they often called it.
Absolutely. I saw it work many times.
There's a reason he was so successful down there in McLeansboro, Hamilton County.
Miss him on the sideline.
Off the right wing, it is Quota. Looks back to the left side for Badger. Badger to Payne. 6:19 to play in the fourth quarter, and I have a feeling we may not see a lot of points.
No. Man, Rams with a 5-point lead, and now both teams kind of content on just taking care of the basketball. But at some point, Eisenhower will have to force the issue because they are behind.
Nice move to the hoop by Badger. No good. Rebound, Feaser backdoor, puts it up, nothing. But Feaser will go to the line to shoot too. And you have to hope for an improved performance at the free throw line here in the fourth quarter from the Mount Vernon Rams. Let me tell you about Banterra Bank. They are the official voice of the Mount Vernon Rams, and they want you to help make your kids' future a victory. Teach them the importance of saving today with Banterra's Smart Kids Savings Account. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. Feaser will miss the first. Can't miss those free throws and expect to go to 19-4.
Well, you're in the fourth quarter of a 5-point game, and how often have we seen free throws either make or break a basketball team going down the stretch? Let's hope we can knock a few down here and protect this lead.
No kidding. At the line, Feaser will miss a second. Rebound, Badger put back off the fade. No good. Rebound tipped away. And that foul will be on, I believe, Killian Sanders. That'll be the team's 6th. I don't know about that one.
Ball out, though. We're not on the free throw line, but those are 2 key free throws, and we just got to knock those down in a tight game like this. They're so important here in the last 6 minutes of a close basketball game, especially in a ball control basketball game, a possession game like we're seeing here.
Amen. Loda will trigger to the right of the basket, all the way back near the timeline for Feaser. 5:57 mark of the fourth quarter. The Mount Vernon Rams have a 32-27 lead over Decatur Eisenhower. Trimble left the circle, throws to the right for Fade. Now back to the left side for Feaser. Feaser goes back to the left for Trimble. He'll bring it around, throws right of the circle for Flota. The Rams just kind of out of sorts with this Decatur defense. And Scott Gamber wants a timeout, brought to you by King City Chrysler. King City Chrysler Center has the all-new Dodge Caliber. Caliber cranks up the sedan and exudes attitude with every turn. Receive huge cash discounts on the all-new Caliber at King City Chrysler Center of Mount Vernon. Chris Hugo with Jeff Lonnon alongside. And Coach Lonnon, 32-27 was the score at the end of 3. We're now 2 minutes in, 2.5 minutes in, somewhere around there, into this fourth quarter. It hasn't changed. Very sluggish, very slow, very sloppy fourth quarter by both teams.
Well, it's just kind of been the tempo. Both teams are playing, to take good shots and take care of the basketball, and you end up with a low-scoring game like this. And both defenses have been really good. I think the Eisenhower defense has picked up since the first quarter, and I also think that has more to do with maybe their change in offensive strategy after that first quarter. Remember, the Rams were up 14-3, and Eisenhower kind of changed their offensive strategy to try to put more pressure on the Rams with a dribble drive. And slowly they've kind of just chipped away, while the Rams have kind of been cold on the free throw line and not shot particularly well here in the second half. And there's a set off the out-of-bounds play, and he missed it.
It was missed off of the backdoor lob to Trimble. Rebound.
Great
the
play,
Panthers.
Though. Great drawn-up play by Scott Gamber. We just couldn't convert the layup.
Well, there were 2 wrongs to that wrong. Here comes in the left corner. No good from three-point land for Eugene Smith. Lob was a little high, forcing a bad look from the baseline earlier for the Rams. We'll see what they can do here. Into the right wing, it is Tyrell Trimble with the basketball. 5:10 to play in the fourth quarter, 32-27. Rams hanging on to a 5-point margin. Both teams have gone cold here in the fourth quarter as we are 3 minutes in without any points.
Be careful on those high ball screens. There you
now
go. Clay
wide open. Curl there by Payne in the jam. Boom shakalaka. And Clay Payne gets a dunk. Wide open curl off of the right side, and Clay Payne sparks the Ram crowd. Now here comes a layup blocked by Floda. Rebound by CP. Wow, Clay Payne with a dunk.
And that may get us going, huh, Chris?
I think so. That wakes up Chaos Cage with 4:37 to play in the fourth. 34-27 off the right side. Trimble between the circles. That may get me alive. I've been pretty dead most of the day.
That woke everybody up. Everybody is awake now at Chagnon Gymnasium.
I haven't been this alive since all the hidden conjecture and inside talk of the Saturday Sports Show this morning between all of our coaches. Right in the circle, it's Tyrell Trimble. 4:15 to play in the regulation period. 34-27, Rams up a touchdown. Looking to the left side, it is Feaser. Feaser with a one dribble. Looking to kick back, needs some help, finds it between the circles for Badger. Badger against Eugene Smith. He'll back it out to the timeline with 4 to play.
Rams playing keep away, and there's the foul way out on the half line, and here's the deal. That is the 7th team foul now for Eisenhower, Chris. So everything is a 1-on-1 situation now, of course, until we get to the 10th team foul, where it will be the super bonus. So now Decatur Eisenhower finds themselves in a situation where they hope Mount Vernon misses some free throws. Otherwise, they are in trouble, and the Rams are going to be in business here in about 3 minutes and 58 seconds with their 19th win.
And not the guy you want to foul as Payne goes to the line for the one and bonus. We'll see if he can make it first. He will not. Rebound to Badger, and he is knocked from underneath. Badger retains the possession. Now he'll give it up to Trimble near the right arc inside the volleyball line. Wow, Lee's a tough kid, and now Trimble will lose possession of the basketball. It'll be stolen away by Smith, kicks it back door, and one. Backdoor play works that time for Eisenhower. I need to tell you, we'll find a Community First Bank player of the game at the end of this one. With 5 Jefferson County branches and responsive quality service for all of your accounts, Community First Bank would like to be the first to say, welcome back to Personal Banking, member FDIC.
Hey, nothing's easy, is it?
Boy, it isn't. You think something like that would be a foul one way or the other on the other side of the floor. Free throw no good. Off the end one. 34-29, 5-point ball game. 3:39 to play in the fourth quarter.
So full court pressure now, Chris. Let's see how the Rams handle it.
It's Payne to bring it across the timeline right side. Gives to Floda. 3:29 to play in regulation. Rams up 5 in the front court. Payne, he'll turn around, come between the circles. Now looking to go back to the right side off of the wing. It's Floda. Floda has Feaser coming to the right block, trying to lure some of that defense away to make something happen. Feaser has Payne. Wild pass. Horrible passing by the Rams here in the fourth quarter. Forces another turnover.
And Clay Payne snuck behind the defense. He just had a great cut, a great back cut. He's wide open, and Feaser just missed him. Clay stepped on the line trying to stretch and reach for the ball, and that would have been 2, Chris.
The Rams is having some trouble with the passing lanes here in the fourth quarter. We'll have a timeout on the floor at the 3:06 mark of the fourth. 34-29. Rams lead Eisenhower on a Ford Square timeout. There's nothing more attractive than confidence. And yours will be at an all-time high when you buy a new Lincoln at Ford Square. Not only do you get a great offer, you also get the standard 4-year, 50,000-mile maintenance plan. Only from Ford Square, where the best never rests. Wow, just had a huge opportunity with Clay Payne breaking wide open right block. Just going to get it to him.
Well, you've got Eisenhower in a situation now where they're going to have to gamble a little bit and take some chances. They extended their pressure out full court that time into more of a full court diamond and one trap look. That's the first we've seen that since the JV game. And they got it down there. Rams broke the pressure. They slowed it down. And Eisenhower, again, trying to pressure in the half court a little bit more. Clay Payne sneaks behind, makes a basket cut. Feaser throws the ball just a hair high, and Clay can't get it, steps on the line. And now Eisenhower has the basketball just down by 4 with 3 minutes to go.
3:03 to be exact. It's off the right wing. There is Owens with the basketball. Quiet Owens will step in. His shot partially blocked. Payne gets in on the tip, trying to get away from the defender. There's your foul finally underneath the basket. And CP will go to the line to shoot the one and bonus on the 8th team foul by Eisenhower. 2:52 to play in the fourth quarter. The Rams are clinging to a 5-point 34-29 lead.
I don't know if that was a shot from Owens or what that was, but it was very hard to identify. I don't know if it's a pass or a shot, but the Rams caught a break because he really didn't make a very athletic move with the ball, to say the least.
That was quite the freshman move.
Yes.
By the freshman, Kawhi Owens.
That's okay. In 3 or 4 years, he'll learn from that.
Free throw's good from CP that time. The Rams going to have to make these the rest of the way. 35-29. Up 6, looking to make it 7. Banterra's online banking is convenient, efficient, and best of all, safe. Their security is your best defense. Banterra Bank, banking with local style. Member FDIC.
CP, the right guy to have at the line right here for the Rams.
Shakes off the rust from earlier. Now you jinx him.
Yeah.
The rebound was tipped underneath the basket, controlled by Deshaun Davis. I jinxed him earlier when I said that, so don't feel bad. Coming around now is Smith, and that'll be a touch foul on the Rams. That'll be the 5th. Wow. Ooh. Woof is all you can say there.
You know, you just get the feeling that if the Rams can just play solid for about 3 more possessions, they're going to be fine if they can just make some free throws.
Exactly. Now it's a lob into the backcourt for Smith. Triggering was Davis. Smith will bring it to the right. Oh, no, he won't. Was looking to come right wing and had to pull back. Now he brings it to the left wing, kicks over the near side. Here comes Davis. Davis trying to lure Trimble to beat his man. Got his screen. Couldn't do anything with it. Throws back to the left sideline for Smith. He'll step to the wing with 2:23 to play in the 4th quarter. Still 35-29. Inside, Woodland will throw backdoor and a great move on the post up by Robinson. Back within 4 are the Panthers. They will call a timeout. This game's going to take forever the rest of the way with 2:16 left to go.
Yep. And Scott Gammer, I think, has aged about 3 years over there in the last half. I think we have 2. It's just been a situation where you feel like they're just close enough that they could get you if they make a couple plays, and that doesn't have to be if we can make free throws. And we've just not been real good on the free throw line here. Beezer stepped up and missed a couple, and Clay's missed a couple uncharacteristically here in the 4th quarter. We've missed 4 free throws here down the stretch. We've only made 1, so we're just looking at it. We're 1 out of 5 on the line in the 4th quarter. The other thing is Lee's not scored. Lee was 4 for 4 on free throws in the 3rd quarter. He had a couple free throws in the 2nd, and he, of course, contributed 7 points there in the 1st. Lee has not scored the basketball at all here in the 4th, and that's been a guy we need to get the ball along with Trimble's got to score a couple of times. And Chris, it's just a situation where we got to make a couple stops defensively and make free throws.
The Rams will have it linked to the floor here out of the timeout with 2:16 to go in the 4th quarter, 35-31. Jeez. It's a bounce pass inside the backcourt. Trimble gets it not quite across to Badger. Badger slides to Payne. He'll bring it across left timeline. Off the double team, able to find Trimble at the circle. Now all the way over to Floto on the left wing. Back in the corner. Rams with some ball movement, trying to work it around. Trying to kill some time off of this clock with 2 to play in the 4th quarter. Now at the right side, Lydell. This is a guy you want to foul if you're Eisenhower.
Yeah, Eisenhower now in just full-blown trap all over the floor. They're down. They've got it within 4, and the Rams now going to have to just take care of the basketball. And I know I sound like a broken record, but we got to make these free throws, Chris.
Well, I was going for the reverse radio karma there, so I'm hoping it works out. 35-31 is Jaron Lydell to the line to shoot the 1 in bonus. Rams are now in the double bonus. He will miss the first. Put back by Badger's not there off the rebound. Tried to get the immediate putback. Wouldn't go. Rebound to Eisenhower. They're down 4 with 1:50 to play in the 4th quarter. Up the left side comes Smith. Left-hand dribble goes baseline, travels the basketball. Did they catch it? Nope. Foul. Foul on the Rams. Must have been why he traveled.
And now this changes the whole dynamic, too, because now in the next team foul, Chris, we've got a 1-and-1 situation for Eisenhower. Down 4. That's big for them. A little restraining line confusion again. Oh, got a sub.
And here we go. Right baseline trigger here. Half-court offense for Eisenhower. It'll be Deshaun Davis working it in. Able to find Eugene Smith off the bounce. He'll turn around, cut back baseline. Throws it out in the corner. Here comes Davis. No call on the travel. Rebound off the shot. Won't matter. It was a blocked shot, apparently. I basically did not see it. As Robinson will now go to the line to shoot 2. They missed a walk underneath before the scoop. And now going to the line is Jalen Robinson to shoot 2 shots.
Well, and as the first one is good, But this is what you don't want. You don't want Eisenhower on the line with a chance to score points with the clock stopped. It's just that old classic case of keep the clock running, and unfortunately it got stopped on that foul call, and now they are within 2, Christopher.
It is 35-33, 1:38 to play in the fourth quarter, and the Rams have got to get some points and or take care of the basketball as Woodland, who has 4 fouls, checks back into the ball game for some defense. They will throw into Trimble, gets it back to Payne. 1:35 to play in the fourth quarter. Payne will bring it up the left side. I would try to get in there and get that foul on Woodland, get him out of here. Turns around, Payne goes to the left side for Badger with 1:27. Back to the circle for Payne with 1:25. Trimble with it off the right side, kicks back left of the circle. Now back to Trimble. They're going to play with it along the timeline with 1:19. Trimble goes right side. Flota has it on the left. Unselfish play as he goes to the left corner near the timeline for CP. 1:10 to play in the fourth quarter. Rams basketball, remind you, is presented by Banterra Bank. Nail a 3, go for the account with no hidden fee. Banterra offers a totally free checking account. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. Less than a minute to play. Rams with it. Payne able to shake the defenders, throws to the left sideline for Flota, gets it back in the corner. Now off the arc, it's Flota. They're looking off the baseline. Will there be a trap there in the corner? They're trying to make something happen. Payne is going to have to call the timeout. Scott Gamber will get it off with 45 seconds. Fourth quarter action, 35-33. Not a 5-point lead. That disappeared a while back. It's 35-33 here. 2-point ball game. About 45 seconds to go.
And a good timeout right there by Scott Gamber. Clay had it down there on the short corner and got trapped. And you have to watch out now when you throw those passes now against this trapping defense. The places you want to avoid are the 4 corners of the half court. The 2 corners out here by the half line where you can get an over and a back call, or you can use that half line as a third defender on either corner there. And then the corners obviously down at the bottom, where you've got that baseline used as a third defender and the sideline used as a fourth defender. So anytime you throw it in the corners within the half court and a trapping defense, you really run the risk of something bad happening to you. And that time they threw it down on the short corner, got trapped, but good timeout by Scott Gamber to keep Clay out of trouble down there and prevent the turnover.
We'll see what happens here. The Rams will have the basketball at the timeout. They're up 35-33 with 45 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. We owe you a scoreboard update. We'll get to that as soon as we can. It'll be presented by Tony Wilt State Farm Insurance. For all of your insurance financial service needs, contact Tony Wilt on the corner of 42nd South Water Tower in Mount Vernon. Online at TonyWilt.com. Walk in, call in, or click in like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. Comes into the left wing for Trimble. And now Trimble is fouled by Jacoby Flournoy. And that will send Tyrell to the line to shoot 2. And you have got to make these and make it a 2-possession ball game.
Scott doing a great job now, Coach Gammer, of getting his free throw shooters in the game. If you look on the floor now, the 5 guys he has in the game are probably his 5 best free throw shooters.
It is Trimble, Badger, Feezer, Flota, and Payne as Tyrell misses the first. 2-point ball game with 41.8 seconds left to go in the fourth, and you can coach all you want. Yep. The mindset of the 15 to 19-year-olds on the floor have to take over and be able to execute, and the Rams have just struggled here in the second half. Give a lot of credit to Eisenhower. Trimble at the line, back end is good. It's a 3-point ball game. And with 41.8 seconds to go, here come the Panthers. They're down 3, 36-33. With it is Eugene Smith off the right wing. He'll scoop over to the far sideline. Here comes Davis into the paint, kicks it back toward Woodland. Goes up, shot's no good. His putback won't go either. Too strong. Rebound and put back off the glass is good by number 33, Jalen Robinson. And with 26.3 seconds to go, within 1 are the Panthers. It'll be interesting to hear Scott Gamber in the Bean Insurance postgame show. Of course, this timeout is presented by Ford Square and King City Chrysler. We're the best never rest. We have 26.3 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. 36-35, Rams by just 1.
I promise you, I know what he's mad about right now is giving up that offensive rebound twice in the same possession right there, and then they throw it back in, and it's just a situation where you just need 1 rebound, Chris. You're up by 3 points. If you just get 1 defensive rebound, they're in a situation where they got a foul, and now you're in a 2-possession game if you just knock down 1 free throw. So he's not a happy man right now because they gave up that big offensive board and stick back to Eisenhower. So now you're in a 1-point situation, 36-35. Eisenhower in a full-court trap. Be very careful with the basketball here, Chris. If they don't get a steal off throw in, look for a foul.
It'll be Payne to trigger left of the basket. Works it into Badger with 26 seconds. Now in the backcourt, it's Trimble with 22 and a foul. Tyrell will be sent to the line to shoot two. And Eugene Smith had the right idea. Tyrell appeared cold his last trip to the line, but not necessarily a guy you want to have to foul.
No.
Because he will take out his previous misses on the Panthers.
But here's the
try
deal.
to drain both.
You don't have a choice, Chris. The clock's running, and whoever's got the ball, you just got to throw it. You got to foul. I mean, you really can't pick and choose who you're going to foul whenever the clock's running down. You just got to foul the quickest white shirt you can, and that's what they did. Now we got to execute.
21.6. Trimble will make the first. So that turns it back into a 2-point ball game, 37-35. 21.66 to go. They're going to send Woodland and Robinson back into the game to grab the rebound if need be with 21.6 ticks to go. Trimble has a second one coming out of the double bonus. Tyrell the Terrific is at the line. It's on the way, and it is going to rattle off. No good. Uh-oh. With 20 seconds, here comes the rebound. Eugene Smith across the timeline to the right. Timeout Eisenhower. They're going to discuss it. This timeout is presented by Ford Square and King City Chrysler with 16.3 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. 37-35 is the Ram lead. And we've been here before.
Yes, we have. And I'm just calculating these free throws here in the fourth quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've tried 10 free throws, and we have made 1, 2, 3. I've got us down for 3 out of 10 from the line here in the fourth quarter, Chris. And again, in a tight possession ball game, when you're 3 for 10 from the line, that can come back to hurt you. And you know what? That's the one thing as a coach that just drives you crazy because you have absolutely zero control over that. I mean, you just have no control over it. If your kids knock them down, you're ahead by 10. Everybody looks like a hero. Everybody feels good. And if you're struggling on the line, what do you do? I mean, what do you do? You just keep sending them out there and you hope enough go in that you survive. But free throws, they can decide so many basketball games on a given night, especially when they're close and possession basketball like we see here tonight.
16.3 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. Inbound will come side out of bounds from Braxton Woodland.
No doubt a set play here out of the timeout. Let's see what they do.
37-35, Rams on top. Braxton Woodland will inbound right in front of the Eisenhower bench. Looks to Eugene Smith right of the circle with 15. Stands on the volleyball line with 12. Now with 10. Looks back with 9 seconds. Comes back between the circles with 70. Steps towards the right wing. Crosses the dribble. Lost it. Recovers. Mid-post. The basket is good. Timeout. Scott Gamber called it, but didn't get the call until 4/10 of a second. Wanted it with about 1.7. The clock was late to stop. And that's just the nature of the beast.
Let me tell you about that right there. Here's what they wanted to do. They wanted to get the ball to a wing and then get a post-up or some type of power game inside to number 33, Jalen Robinson. Well, Trimble and Floated did an outstanding job of denying the entry pass to either wing. I mean, they were all over the Eisenhower wings, leaving Eugene Smith out there with really very little to do with the basketball other than just drive it and hope he could just hit an off-balance shot. And that's exactly what he did. He was off-balance. That was not defended poorly by the Rams, I will tell you that, Chris. Everybody was covered up. But Eugene Smith just makes a great athletic play. And that happens. And, again, it goes back to the free throws, Chris. It's the free throws that got us here, not that shot.
Exactly, and we're tied at 37 with 4/10 of a second left to go on the scoreboard. Scott trying to explain that he wanted the timeout as soon as the basket went in, and that allowed 1.3 seconds to trickle off the clock.
0.4. You can catch and shoot here, Chris. Let's see if they throw it the length of the floor.
If not, we're going to overtime, and they will not. So we will head to overtime. Tied at 37. This is Rams basketball on WMIX.
This is 50,000 watts of...
Do you know what your mortgage rate is? You probably know what your monthly payment is, but your interest rate can make a big difference. With a lower interest rate, I may be able to help lower your monthly payment. Stop by People's National Bank today and ask to see me, Joy Schrader, mortgage specialist, about refinancing your current loan. People's National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Worldwide on MyWithersRadio.com and on your radio and 94.1 FM, WMIX, Mount Vernon, Marion, Effingham, a free service from Withers Broadcasting.
And we welcome you back inside Chagnon Gym as we head to overtime. Chris Hugo with Jeff Lonnon alongside. We're glad to have you with us on WMIX and online at mywithersradio.com, where the Mount Vernon Rams are all tied up, headed to an extra frame with the Eisenhower Panthers. The Rams are trying to think what they are in overtime this year. Is it just 0 for 1?
You know what? I don't know. I've been coaching myself, so I probably
I should know that.
I can't get that detailed in the statistical facts of overtime for the Rams, but I'm sure whatever you have, you're correct.
There walks Blake Strickland, of course. He will advance
sir.
to the Mount Zion sectional next week as he finished in second place today at the Centralia Regional. Run down quickly who's advancing before they tip the ball. Quentin Favors, Chase Vosberg, Blake Strickland all finished second. Tristan Penrod in third. And, of course, Alex Vosberg is a regional champion for the Ram Wrestlers. Congratulations to those kids and their proud head coach, Sean Doherty. It will be Badger and cannot see him, don't know. It'll be Badger to tip for the Rams. Looked like it was Jalen Robinson. Rams will control the basketball to start the overtime period. We're tied at 37, period number 5. Off of the right wing, it is Clay Payne. Looks to go baseline. Trying to dribble underneath. Got the dribble drive. Penetration. It gets the bucket. It's 39-37. The Rams are up 2, and they start with some offense. Where was this offense in the fourth quarter?
Well, let's just see if they're angry now and they want to take care of some business and get this over with.
Hopefully. Off of the right side, Smith some trouble with it off of the wing. 3:30 to play, stolen away by Clay Payne. So Payne's making a case to be your Committee First Bank player of the game. Off of the right side, here comes Tyrell Trimble between the circles. Off of a crossover dribble. Maybe this will energize everybody at Chagnon Gymnasium. Could use a little energy in this otherwise drab and dismal atmosphere. Not a lot of hope, it seems like, for the folks in Mudville in the fourth quarter. Maybe now they'll pep it up a little bit, up 2 in the overtime. As Trimble will dribble it out. Across the volleyball sideline, right side, steps to the wing with 2:58 into the corner for Lee Badger. Badger looking to get past the defense, kicks it out to Payne at the circle. Great play there. Great maneuver by Leonte as we drop to the 2:50 mark of the fourth quarter. Don't forget, you can like us on Facebook, WMIX Sports. We'll have a scoreboard at the end of the night featuring all of the local scores from the area. We'll have a timeout on the floor. Nothing developing there for the Rams. This timeout will be brought to you by Ford Square of Mount Vernon. Of course, we're the best never rested. Home of the Ford F-150. It boasts an exclusive EcoBoost engine, which means more power with better fuel efficiency. Test drive the large truck champion for over 34 years at Ford Square of Mount Vernon. Jeff Lonnon alongside. I'm Chris Hugo here on WMIX. Jeff Crow with us as well, bringing you the camera angles on mywithersradio.com. Jesse Clark is back at the studio. Take us into the huddles, Lonnon. What are you doing here on each side?
Well, I think the Rams are they're 2 points ahead. They know that Eisenhower's in the 2-shot bonus right now. So at 10, I don't know, they always put 10 up there, but there's probably more than that. There's 10 team fouls showing on Eisenhower's side. So now everything is a 2 shots for the Rams to the free throw line. They're going to be very content right now to be patient, Chris, and not take anything that's a gamble. They're going to try to make Eisenhower foul and get on the line and make it a 2-possession game. Eisenhower, on the other hand, has got to turn the defensive pressure up because now they're down by 2 to the Mount Vernon Rams.
2:37 to play in the fourth quarter. Out of the timeout. As Trimble with the basketball, looking for the dribble drive. Has to kick out to the left sideline for Payne. 2:29 in regulation. I think I said, or in overtime. I think I said in the fourth quarter. Rams are up 2. Outscoring Eisenhower 2-love here in the overtime period. 39-37, 2:17 to play. Trimble was looking to go elbow. Trying to find a seam, comes baseline, he's fouled, and Tyrell goes to the line to shoot 2.
How about that for a reverse layup? That didn't count.
I know. So it's the best moves that come after the timeout. Just ask R.J. Kukuski, the Centralia Orphans. And that is not a shot at Centralia. I just laughed when I saw that because R.J. made a break for the basket after the league called the timeout. That would have been a go-ahead basket, obviously. The defense quit otherwise, but that's just stuff like that. Happens all the time.
Yeah.
First free throw is good for Trimble. Looks like it was going to drop off the front iron. Finally rattled home, 40-37. And the Rams wouldn't be able to totally exhale, but can breathe maybe a sigh of relief, a small one albeit, if Tyrell can knock down the second and make it a 2-possession ball game. And he will get the rattler. Wow, off the left iron, off the right, off the back. It touched them all on the iron. And the 41-37, the Rams up 4 with 2:08 to play in overtime. And now we'll have a hand check here or something on Clay Payne. Yikes.
Well, I don't know. He's got his forearm extended. He's pressing on Clay's stomach.
Extended, extended and
Clay,
locked even.
Yeah, and locked. And Clay's trying to move his feet and play defense with his feet, which is what he's coached to do. And he gets, I don't know. That's the coach in me right there that just says, I don't know, the kid's doing what you teach him to do, and he gets a foul called on him. So you just deal with it, and hopefully you can miss these free throws, get the ball back, protect, and
you play on at this point with 2:06 in overtime.
You cannot worry about it. You got to play on. That's the bottom line.
Here's the free throw. It's no good. Rebound Badger. No call on the check from behind by Minor. 2:03 to play in overtime. Rams up 4. Trimble will try to get nice. No look to the top of the key across the timeline. Feeser. Wow. That's why they call him Tyrell the Terrific. Coming off the right side to the wing. Found a seam to the basket. Layup is good and counted. Tyrell Trimble, the terrific one, gets it from the mid-post, contorted the shot, and got the layup off the glass from the right side to make it 43-37. The free throw making a 7-point ball game in overtime.
Wow. Yeah, well, athletic. That's all I can say about that. Now, Eisenhower finds themselves in a real bind. They worked so hard to get it tied, Chris, extended so much energy emotionally and physically. Do they have another comeback in them? That's the question. The Rams would like to say no. We'll see.
That's one of those where we're thankful we have streaming video, because you just saw that magnificent play by Tyrell Trimble if you're watching online. Oh. Trimble at the line for the and one, and he will not get it this time. That's okay. The Rams up 6 at this juncture. Hope that free throw doesn't come back to haunt you with 1:46 to play. Coming around from the right side, Eisenhower with the basketball. That's Smith. Stops the right wing with 1:40 to play in overtime. Congratulations to the Woodlawn Warriors. They defeat St. John's Chester 61-20. 3 on the way. No good off the glass. Offensive board, but back there. Down central for Jalen Robinson as he knocks it down off the offensive board. 43-39. 2-possession ball game with 1:20. Boda still with it in the backcourt. Finds Payne along the sideline. He'll dribble. Finds Trimble. Rams have got to get it across. We'll have a quick blocking foul on number 1, Eugene Smith. So that'll send Tyrell back to the line to shoot 2. So that scoreboard update brought to you by Tony Wilt. It's a 61-20 the Cardinals win. Good congratulations to the Woodlawn Warriors and the Rome Hornets as they both move on to the Final Four in Class S.
I'm sure Scott won't be happy about that, because that's a basket off another offensive rebound by Eisenhower. They've had several of those here, especially in the fourth quarter, and here's another one here in overtime. Got to box out and get those guys off the boards. Just secure the rebound. You're almost home now with a big lead. Well, big lead. We say a big lead. It's been a big lead for this game. But offensive rebounds will kill you. I can tell you that for sure. Especially if you're not the ones on offense.
Exactly. Ford Square brings you this timeout. Test drive a great selection of Ford and Lincoln motor vehicles at Ford Square of Mount Vernon, or hop across the street and check out a Dodge, Ram, Jeep, or Chrysler at King City Chrysler Center, where the best never rest. 1:13 to play in overtime. It's 43-39, Rams on top. They will have the basketball side out of bounds on the right side in the backcourt. It'll be Lydell to trigger, finds Payne off the screen, able to get across the timeline with 1:10. Will we drop below a minute here, or will Eisenhower get the foul off? Now over to Trimble, stuck against the sideline, works across the way to Badger. That's one where you can just do the old heave-o, and hopefully he gets it. And now we will have an official's timeout as Trimble comes up hobbling in the backcourt. With 59.5 seconds, he'll have to come out.
He's hurt.
Yeah, he was trying to walk it off. That's what he was trying to do. So Feeser will come in. It'll be Feeser, float up, Lydell, Badger, and Payne. So Trimble will get a round of applause as he'll have to take a seat. Lydell will trigger in front of the scorer's table, presumably into the front court. Able to get it to Feeser just inside the timeline with 58. The clock will start. We'll have a foul on, I believe, Eugene Smith this time. To the line will go Feeser. For a game that's actually, no, this game really hasn't taken that long as I look at the clock.
You know, I'm looking at Tyrell because, I mean, whatever happens here, he's key. Yeah, obviously, I mean, you don't want to lose him, but looks like he's having the ankle looked at. I was worried it was a knee. He is down there kind of feeling his ankle. Probably just rolled it up.
Feeser at the line to shoot 2. First one is way off. No good. Feeser's had some trouble, atypical trouble at the line tonight. Score a free throw with the Banterra Visa debit card. It provides the convenience of a checking account and a card. Banterra Bank, banking with local style, member FDIC. And not used to seeing Michael Feeser miss.
That's his 4th miss of the game.
There he goes. He makes one up there. 44-39. Good job by Michael Feeser. All around good kid. Former Woodlawn Warriors, says Danny Zerwinski. And the Woodlawn Warriors won tonight. Class S quarterfinal action. So did Rome. That'd be interesting to set up for a championship as Smith will drive from the free throw line. His runner's no good off the lean in. Rebound to Badger, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. This could be the 4th on Eugene Smith. No, they're going to go with, I believe, on Robinson. And that's his 5th. So Robinson will have to take a seat. He had been key, I thought, in the second half.
Oh, he's been lights out for him in the second half. He did not score in the first half. And in his second half, he has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. He has 11 points now in the second half plus this overtime. So he has been very key in keeping them in the basketball game.
At the line is Lee Badger to shoot 2 with 46.8 seconds to go in overtime. Trying to extend the Ram lead. He misses the first. I can already know what Scott Gamber is going to say when he comes up. Should have made some free throws. It has not been a great shooting night to strive for the Rams here in the second half. Second one's on the way. Lee connects. 6-point ball game, 45-39 with 46 seconds to go. Smith will bring it across the timeline, looks to the right. Gets it back from Owens, throws up a 3, no good, front iron, rebound tipped by Flota. Big rebound by Trevor Flota, he's fouled. Into the line to shoot 2 will go Trevor Flota, and he can get some points now.
And this last 40 seconds is going to take about 15 minutes and some change.
It's going to be like the end of a professional football game.
Yes. It's going to be long and drawn out. We're going to see a lot of free throws being shot, a lot of substitutions, offense for defense, defense for offense. 35.8 left on the clock. Rams ahead by 6. But again, not out of the woods because they've got to execute the free throws and they can't give up any big threes down here on the other end defensively. They could get them right back in the game.
Got to hope Trevor makes a free throw or 2. Makes the first. 46-39. The Rams up a touchdown. 35.8 seconds to go. The key thus far has been a 9-2 overtime run here for the Rams. Will be 10-2 if Flota can knock down the back end. He will not. Rims out. Rebound goes to Killian Sanders. Will he bring it across? He will. Throws over the right side. 3 for Owens is on the way. No good. Rebound will go out of bounds. It'll be Ram basketball with 27.9 seconds to go.
Just be solid, guys. Just be solid. Don't turn it over. They're going to foul you. Screen someone open. There we go. That's Leonte with the ball.
Badger with the backcourt. Had it stripped away, and then it'll be recovered by Smith in the paint. Puts it up off glass. No. Badger with the rebound at 19. That miss, as they get lucky there off of the Eisenhower miss, may have been the best thing to happen to the Rams. It killed some more clock. And so now Flournoy will pick up 2.
Well, an excellent job of getting Leonte open against the press. The press break was fine, and then he put the ball on the ground, and they doubled it and kind of fumbled it off between the defender's knee and his hand and his foot, another defender's leg. It just ended up loose, and very fortunate not to have suffered a 2-point layup there. Another miss on the line by Flota.
So the Rams missed yet another free throw with 15.3 seconds left to go in overtime. 46-39, Mount Vernon on top, looking for win number 19. Good job. Trevor Flota knocks down the second. 47-39. Rams up 8. Here comes Owens. Across the timeline, slips it back. A long 3 on the way. No good. Flournoy. Rebound. Owens off the foot of Sanders. It'll go out of bounds. It'll be Mount Vernon basketball. So 6.8 seconds to go in overtime now, and the Rams are pretty well all but assured of their 19th win of the year. It's into Payne with 5 seconds. Will they call off the Dogs with 3? Yep. And they will. So the Rams will win this one in overtime. It was ugly, but it was a win. 47-39 over Eisenhower. This is Rams basketball on WMIX.
Long hours, inconsistent schedules, minimum wage, or a salary that barely keeps you above the poverty line. All you need is a better opportunity. Ren Lake College has your opportunity. The healthcare field continues to grow, and RLC can put you on the path to a great career. Openings are available in 5 healthcare programs: health information technology, medical laboratory technology, occupational therapy assistant, surgical technology, and veterinary technology. These 5 programs are offered through the Southern Illinois Collegiate Common Market, with general courses offered at Ren Lake College and core courses offered at the SICCM facilities in Heron. Your fast track to a great opportunity starts here. You better hurry. Applications are due by March 1st. Why wait for a great opportunity? Find out more about these programs at rlc.edu. Ren Lake College has been the vehicle to a brighter future for over 40 years. rlc.edu.
Hi, I'm Elaine. I've been a nurse with Good Samaritan for many, many years. One of the best things about my job is knowing that I work for a hospital that cares so much about the community. We're dedicated to attracting the best physicians and investing in the most advanced medical technologies. Whether it's radiology, oncology, or advanced heart care, we provide some of the nation's most advanced treatment options right here in Southern Illinois. That way patients never have to travel far from their families to receive the care they need. I'm always happy when families come visit. And starting in 2013, that sort of thing will happen even more. That's when Good Samaritan opens our all-new regional health center. Everything about the new center has been designed with patients in mind. It features all private rooms and family-friendly areas that make it easier for visitors to stay overnight. I can't wait to see what Good Samaritan does with this exciting new facility.
Good Samaritan Regional Health Center. Raising a hospital, raising the bar.
If I could change anything, you know what I'd change? I'd make it a law that if you tell someone to have a nice day, you really have to mean it. 100%.
Making your day better than it started out is what makes Erie Insurance above all in service. Auto, home, business, and life. Your Erie agent is waiting for you. And have a nice day.
Your Erie agent in Mount Vernon is the Bean Insurance Agency. Get a quote at beaninsurance.net.
For more scores and insight, follow us on Twitter at 94sports. Now back to the Rams on WMIX.
We welcome you inside Chagnon Gymnasium for the Bean Insurance postgame show. Chris Hugo with Jeff Lonnon alongside. At a Bean Insurance, you might just get better coverage at a better rate, but you won't know if you don't call. Bean Insurance, 244-BEAN. That number again is 244-BEAN. Chris Hugo with Jeff Lonnon alongside. Glad to have you with us here on WMIX with video online at mywithersradio.com. Lonnon, it was ugly, but it was a win, and that final is 47-39 as the Rams win this one in overtime. We're going to get an untucked Scott Gamber. Loose look coming with the tie very well loosened up. I'm not sure who dressed him tonight, however. I don't know if that's a Jessica doing or if Scott picked out his own clothes
Jessica
tonight.
would not dress him like that.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
He was too neat of a girl.
I don't know. The color combination makes me think it was more Scott himself. But I don't know. He's probably not in the mood to talk his wardrobe here after an overtime affair. But Scott Gamber joins us now on the Bean Insurance postgame show. There we go. We'll get you fixed up. Scotty, it was ugly, but it's a win.
That's all it was. It was a win. I thought once we came out and played well in the first quarter, I really felt like we were going to be good for the rest of the game. I thought we had good energy right off the bat, but bad second quarter, and that kind of continued. Did not make free throws any. Had some key turnovers, and probably the most concerning thing, just because it was back-to-back nights, was the rebounding. With Cahokia coming in here next Friday with their size, with their athleticism, if we do not do a better job of blocking out, we cannot beat Cahokia next Friday. Again, I've said it, it's like a broken record. We've prided ourselves on defense and rebounding, and I don't know how well we played defense. I know we didn't rebound well tonight. It's a hard game. Probably jumped on our guys too early. I didn't think our effort in the second quarter was what it needed to be, and I probably tightened them up more than I should have. But it was nice to get it out because usually when you play like this, you don't find a way to win. Luckily, we got enough stops in the overtime that we were able to get a W, and hopefully we can learn a lot from this game, and it didn't take a loss to maybe learn the lessons we need to learn.
I want to ask you something, and I know you've been through this year, and I have too, but how hard is it whenever you're coming off a big conference win on a Friday night, and you got that non-conference thing sitting in front of you on Saturday against a team whose record is considerably less than yours, 6-13. You know what the nature of high school kids is. They're probably, no matter how much you preach to them, no matter how much you talk to them, no matter how much you tell them you can't take anybody lightly, how much of that you think sinks into their head, and you worry about games like this, don't you? That's almost a trap.
It is, and whether you talk about it or you don't talk about it, it's in every single one of those kids' heads that next week we've got Cahokia coming into here, and that's what everybody's talked about, and it is when you see that record, you see that their JV team wasn't great. I think you can easily fall into that trap, and I think we did. And I think that one of the things that probably hurt us was we jumped out on them right to start the game. We got a good lead, and I think that hurt us because I think we really stepped back and stopped doing the things that gave us some success.
And I thought, too, I know you saw this, but in the first quarter, your defense was really, really solid.
Yes.
I counted, they had one time one of their guys got a foot in the paint with the ball, and other than that, that was it. They either had to try a three-pointer or they threw the ball away. In the second quarter and beyond, they actually outscored you in the second quarter 10-7 and then 14-11 in the third.
Man.
Outscored you in the fourth quarter 10-5, and then you came back and outscored them 10-2 in overtime. But I thought in the second, third, and fourth quarter, their philosophy became – with that odd double stack thing out there on both of those wings, just a dribble drive philosophy rather than to get it in there. And they got you a couple times. We got on the line, kind of pecked away at you, just kind of being patient. And I thought your guys maybe kind of that's when they kind of settled down and maybe didn't play with the same intensity when their pace slowed down. And then it became just a possession game.
Yes. And they had one guy that could shoot the basketball from the perimeter. So there was no reason to not be packed in. There was no reason to allow that dribble penetration. And I think, again tonight, I think a lot of our rebound troubles we were not doing a good job of keeping them out of the lane. So, therefore, we're having to help, and then they're loose on the glass. And, But that's got to be – we've got to correct the getting back into rebounding position after that shot goes up, because we can't use we're out of position as an excuse, because again, Friday night Cahokia is a lot longer, a lot more athletic than the two teams we've played this weekend. So we've got to fix that before Friday night. And I thought we settled for too many perimeter shots tonight. I thought we shot more perimeter shots tonight than we have in 2 or 3 games combined. And not that that's all bad, but against a team where I thought we could have got a lot of easy layups, it is bad.
And I agree with you. I think their offensive rebounding really hurt you. I don't think you'd have been in that position had they not got some second, third chances that normally your team doesn't give up. I think also, Hugo and I talked about this, a very atypically poor night on the free throw line puts you in this position.
From guys that normally – I thought our better guys were getting to the line for the most part, and they weren't knocking them down. I mean, it's one thing.
Scott, you were 3 for 10, I think, in the fourth quarter, if I counted that right. And then in the overtime period, you stepped up and you hit some free throws that you hadn't hit before. But for the game, I had you unofficially, and believe me, this is really unofficial, but it's very close. It may be right on. I had you at 18 for 32.
And it feels worse than that, because I think how many clutch free throws we missed.
And how many of those do you just sit there and it just ages you 3 months to a minute? Because there's nothing as a coach, Scott, you can do about that.
And how many – and here's what I think sometimes gets lost. How many of those were front ends of 1-and-1 where, you lose 2 there? I mean, we – struggled tonight. Tonight was a struggle.
I think at this point you just have to be excited about the win and go home and enjoy the Super Bowl tomorrow, and then come back, get on everybody on Monday.
I think that's the case.
How about you do that? How about you treat Jessica to a nice dinner tonight?
We're doing it.
Get the interviews done. Go have a nice dinner. Get out of here. Enjoy tomorrow. And come back on Monday and let's start this over and look for win number 20.
Sounds
South
great.
7 championship on Friday night.
Sounds great. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you. That is Scott Gamber. His team wins here 47-39. We're on the Bean Insurance postgame show. It took overtime, which is why the postgame show is a little late. We'll go ahead and take a break, come back with our scoring and stats and more analysis here on the Bean Insurance postgame show. If you think you're paying too much for auto insurance, give them a call. 244-BEAN. 242-BEAN. 242-6017. Let's go with that for right now, as I lost my paper. 242-6017, Bean Insurance. Sponsor of this post-game show. We'll take a break. This is Rams Basketball on WMIX.
If you want a successful business, you need good partners. And if your need is printing, you won't find better partners than Mark and Carrie Smith.
Helping people is what we love.
But we need help with our financing.
That's why the Smiths and hundreds of local businesses trust Banterra. Banterra is the area's #1 financial partner, offering commercial loans, treasury management, and remote deposit services. With Banterra as your partner, you can concentrate on what you do best. Banterra, banking with local style.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At A1 Fast Filers, our highly trained staff is dedicated to quality service and fast results with pricing starting at just $25. Our experienced professionals will work with you to get your tax refund promptly and guarantee that quality will not be sacrificed with speed. When you need your tax refund fast, we guarantee to have it ready with direct deposits available on all refunds. Walk in at 3000 Broadway, Suite 2B, or call A1 Fast Filers, 244-7081, to speak with a friendly tax representative
We
today.
stream local sports live at MyWithersRadio.com.
Back to the left wing, Leonte. Slides the basket, the jam. Boom, shakalaka.
Today's Hot Country, WMIX.
And welcome back inside the Bean Insurance postgame show. Chris Hugo with Jeff Lonnon alongside. Jeff Crow with us in the rafters. Jesse Clark is back in the studio. Glad to have you with us here for this Bean Insurance postgame show. If you think you're paying too much for auto insurance, give the folks at Bean Insurance a call. They might just be able to save you money, but you won't know if you don't call. Bean Insurance, 242-6017. That's 242-6017. Coach Lonnon, we have the Heartland Accounting postgame stats.
Well, we have some sort. We have a skeleton group of statistics here.
All right.
I'm no Danny Zerwinski, but I do have the important
Well,
stuff.
you see,
so.
here's the thing about Danny Serwinski that I don't think a lot of people understand. He is a freak of a multitask. Danny just does a lot more stats than the average bear and a lot more than I can muster. I know that. So let's just take a look at what you have, courtesy of Heartland Accounting.
All right. Tyrell Trimble, obviously the Rams' leading scorer tonight. He finishes with 17 points on the night. We had Leonte Badger had 14 points, but he only scored, 1, 2, 3, 4. He had 5 points in the second half. But keep in mind, Leonte tonight, in that little stretch run down there where we really needed some free throws, he was 5 for 6 in that third and fourth quarter and overtime. So he was key. Clay Payne finishes with 10 points in a strong second half after just scoring 2 in the first half. He comes back and finishes strong for the Rams with 10 points. Michael Feaser contributes 3 points. Trevor Fota with 2. Jaron Lydell finishes with 1 point for a total of 47 points for the Mount Vernon Rams. For the Eisenhower team tonight, Eugene Smith finished with 10 points. Killian Sanders had 2. Shabazz Minor had 2. Braxton Woodland had 4. Deshaun Davis had 10. Jalen Robinson had 11 for a total of 39, and that's, again, for a final of 47-39 in an overtime contest that gets the Rams to 19 wins, puts them 1 win away from that magical 20-win mark, and that's one that everybody who coaches knows is not only very difficult to achieve, but when you do, it's definitely a benchmark that you'll remember for a long, long time, no matter what sport you're playing. So it's definitely something where they're in a position now. They've got 19 wins. They've got 2 wins here on the weekend. This one wasn't pretty, but it was done. They finished the game. They got the job done. They got a big conference win at Althoff last night. And I don't think you can be anything but happy for the Mount Vernon Rams now at 19-4, looking for that 20th win coming here against Cahokia.
And that'll be on Friday night. We'll have that one for you here on WMIX FM and online with video on MyWithersRadio.com. We will take a break. We'll come back here on the Bean Insurance postgame show. We'll have your Community First Bank of the Heartland player of the game. Your final here tonight, the Mount Vernon Rams 47, the Eisenhower Panthers 39 in overtime. This is Mount Vernon Rams basketball on WMIX.
Tomorrow, the New England Patriots and the New York Giants square off for the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan. Join me and the rest of our Westwood One Dial Global crew from the Subway Fresh broadcast booth in Indianapolis for Super Bowl 46. It's Tom Brady and the Patriots taking on Eli Manning and the Giants. If it's Super Bowl 46, it's right here
on 94.1 FM, WMIX, your home for Super Bowl 46.
If your definition of local is Southern Illinois and adjacent states, pay no attention to this message. Hi, I'm Joe David Cummins, President of Community First Bank. Others advertise the message of being a local community bank. However, Community First Bank is the only local community bank exclusively serving Jefferson County with 5 locations and 5 ATMs. In short, loans and deposits stay local and benefit you.
Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dix, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Mount Vernon Rams basketball on WMIX. Time for the Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game.
And we welcome you back inside Chagnon Gymnasium. Final segment of the Bean Insurance postgame show. Chris Hugo with Jeff Lonnon alongside. There we go. Community First Bank of the Heartland Player of the Game's coming at you. 47-39 is your final. Rams win it in overtime over Eisenhower. They are now 19-4 on the year. Eisenhower falls to 6-14. Let's look at our Community First Bank Player of the Game. Your choice.
Clay Payne. That's my pick, and I say that with no disrespect toward what anybody else did out there, but I thought, you know what really got us going there when we were really going down was that jam off that right baseline, and I'm not giving it to him just because he dunked.
But you're giving it to him because he drew the boom shakalaka out of me, probably.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, up until that point, we just didn't have a lot of electricity in the gym, and you can attest to that. Anybody that here can attest to that. It was just kind of one of those back and forth, you know, we call those possession games where, you know, it's not real high scoring, you know, and at the time we were just kind of settled into that, you know, that small lead, that 5 or 6 point lead area that, you know, you didn't feel all that good about, but yet you felt like you were in control. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he piles one down from the baseline, which caught me off guard too. I have him do that in Pete. I got him in class, and I've never seen him do that.
You know, skunk him in badminton too?
I've never seen that kid take a basketball and dunk it like that. I mean, usually you get dunkers in PE all the time. That's all they want to do. You know, he just kind of shoots his little jump shot and puts the ball in the cabinet and goes and gets in his roll seat. You know, that was good. I mean, I got to have him do that for me on Monday in PE. I mean, that really impressed me. But I thought that was an emotional turnaround for our guys. And really at the time, we just didn't feel like we were playing all that well. And then he throws one down. And then later on in the game, you have to understand, looking at the scorebook, that's a kid who got 2 in the first half. But he comes back in the second half and scores 8 big points. And I thought really kind of was the glue that kind of held us together there in the second half. And I just thought that he was just one of those just unsung heroes of the game that probably got the win more than anybody for us tonight.
And for that effort, Clay Payne is your Community First Bank Player of the Game. Great traditions are given. They are earned through hard work and commitment. That's just what they believe in. A Community First Bank of the Heartland, proud sponsors of the Rams. A great tradition. Your final score here tonight in overtime. The Mount Vernon Rams 47, the Eisenhower Panthers 39. For Jeff Lonnon, filling in for Danny Serwinski, for Jeff Crow, for Jesse Clark back to the studio, and everyone at Withers Broadcasting. Thank you for listening to Mount Vernon Rams Basketball on WMIX and watching online at mywithersradio.com. Our next broadcast would have to be the Jefferson County Basketball Showcase on Monday as we travel to Wayne City for the Girls Basketball Regional. Then our next Lady Rams broadcast comes Tuesday from Cahokia, which really shows how much we appreciate our girls basketball coach for making that trek. But we're glad you let us.
We appreciate you too.
Well, we're glad to be there. And we will be there Tuesday night. Our next Rams broadcast is next Friday.
But we're going to have a Super Bowl party tomorrow beforehand, so we're all going to do that. And then we're going to try to get that 16th win on Tuesday and make a strong showing at the regional. So we appreciate you too, big guy.
That's all good. Sentimental stuff aside, we will remind you of the final score one more time. Mount Vernon 47, Eisenhower 39. In OT. I'm Chris Hugo. Good night. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Now back to some hot country.
Thank you for listening to Mount Vernon Rams Basketball on WMIX and watching worldwide on mywithersradio.com. Rams Basketball is powered